personality of God, telling you simple word. So said the Lord. Import 1 billion. George, where is the next president? Let me now come out clearly. He's the next president of Liberia. And mind you, first Saturday, I'm going to do press conference. Kings FM have been invited. Abraham God sent will be invited into this press conference. You will now hear more details. More. I don't reply president. But I now see that you are lazy. Old man with laziness, with lazy officials who cannot give you simple explanation that calm down. Don't reply this man, no. I will just reply you. You will be ruined. You're going to get ruined. You are fighting God. You want to fight God through me. And God is ready to disgrace you. No more second time for you. You have been bringing prophets. They have been telling you what you will hear. What happened to Ham? He invited prophets. He said, I know that one man will never talk good about me. And what happened? He died disgracefully. Joseph, that is how your government will end disgracefully. Because I don't want to reply to you. You are full of satanic, devil, government. You don't have work. Go to China and borrow money. Go to IMF and borrow money. And leave this man of God alone. Thank you, Nigerian government, for giving them the right answer.
A lovely day, a great day, a sunny day in August, the 18th day of August 2026 at 5 p.m. We'll have with us LRA Customs Commissioner. That's the Liberia Revenue Authority Custom Commissioner. He will be right here with us. To try something, but your word would not crumble. We will be talking custom matters. Custom matters. All of the custom issues. Yep. Not all, but the ones that are relevant to the conversation. Shortly at 4 p.m. we'll have with us Monserrado County District 9 Representative Frank Safoko. Before then, we will talk the things that matter. We will lend our thoughts on the issue of the public latrine built and dedicated by the government. We will talk about that. Yeah, I know all of you expected me to talk about it yesterday, but we'll talk about it. Interesting perspectives and all other issues that matter. My name is Julius J. We're right here. Wherever you are, we say thanks so kindly for being there, for joining us. Let's talk the talk. Never again will we war the war. No war here. no violence. Let's keep talking. Let's be respectful. Let's be critical. Let's agree. Let's disagree. Let's praise. Let's condemn. All with respect. That is exactly what it looks like. Nowhere else but right here on the OK Conversation on OK FM 99.5. Zambia's President Hakainde Hichilema has been re-elected for a second 5-year term after securing a 60% share of the vote. The Electoral Commission has announced. I'm not surprised. I've been following politics in that country as well. I love how he speaks. Honest man. Hichilema's win was widely expected, with his closest challenger Brian Mondobile getting 38% of the vote cast. The remaining 12 candidates trailed far behind. The result came after a contested process, with 55-year-old Mondobile earlier claiming victory and alleging, without providing evidence, that there have been voting irregularities. The African Union has rejected foreign interference and attempts to create rival governments in Sudan, warning it risks prolonging the ongoing war and threatens unity. The warning came during a 2-day visit by the AU Peace and Security Council delegation as the continental body pushes for a ceasefire, better humanitarian access, and renewed peace talks. During talks with Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan in Khartoum, the delegation said dialogue and a Sudanese-led political settlement were the only path to lasting peace. And the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo is now the deadliest in its history, according to public health officials. A total of 2,325 people have been killed by the virus since it was declared on 15th May, surpassing the death toll of the country's 2018 to 2020 outbreak. The outbreak was already the fastest growing on record, UN humanitarian chief Tom Fletcher said last week, warning that the epidemic is killing someone every 30 minutes. Share the video. Invite others to join in. This is the OK Conversation. We're live on YouTube as well, I believe. Yeah, we are. Yeah, whenever YouTube is off, people ask me, the YouTube is now. Yeah, we are live on YouTube. Click OKFM, you'll see us live there. Yeah? Okay, let's acknowledge a few of you who are following. Opi Onio Johnson Do Community Rabongone ABC Mission Community RIA Highway Daniel K. Bindai from Louisville, is that Kentucky? Roberta Riches, Morris B. Johnson from VOA 1 Junction, Broville. Is it First Junction you meant? Emmanuel J. Nyeswa, Burgess G.K. Lamadine from 21st Street Sinkhole, Setu B. Jabo, Kagatown, Johnsonville. Broville is James Dukley, Bangali Kande, Tonya Brooks from Trenton, New Jersey. Josiah Masale, Pinsville Red Light. From Golo, Minicam, Double Bridge, Grand Jeddah County. You're following from all the way there as well, or in the forests, I suppose. From FDA is Thomas Manley, Davis Law, Kings Farm, Carisburg, Hilton Willett, Jado, Greenville City, Sino County. From Kakata District 3 is Solomon Pay, Charles Boy Kalon, Oli, Effie Lakbazi, Terry Henry, Broad Street, Beto Allen is Amos Beto, Emmanuel Dennis, Jacob Town, Stobatus M. Yond, Pipeline, Sam F. Newman, Pinsville, Austin, Zawolo, Gonletuo, Bonkuo, Be. From Broville Store. From GSA Junction is Ramsey James Wonye, Eugene Twanwlet Williams, Seclio Quagro District in Grand Crew, Frederick Dixon Wilson Sr., Kawa, New Georgia, Ruben Kane, Crew Governor from Central Nuku Town, Ino from Nuku Town as well, Fred Noah Peters, Saclipia City, Nimba County, Andy G. Manwole, Plebo City, Maryland County, from Johnsonville is Alexander Clark, Dana H.P. Towe, Congo Town, Juje Wonwe, Dwazon, Newtown, Wonder, Mombo James Cova Fiama, Goodwin Khan, Saclipia, Nimba County, Isaac and Johnson, Lee A. Bankwe, from Goshen Community, Upper Magibi, Nelson Sumo, Freeport. Keep them coming in. Okay, let's take a very quick break with some of our sponsors here. We'll come back. Very interesting issues on the cast. This is the OK Conversation on OK FM 99.5. Here we go.
We are brave. We are passionate.
Hey, Tanu, I need cash and there is no ATM around here.
Really? Did you try the EcoBank POS?
POS? I said I need cash. What is it about POS?
Judy, you can get your cash through the POS. All you need to do is to visit any EcoBank Express point or petrol trade gas station and request to use the POS. Guess what? It can also take other bank cards.
Oh, widow. You mean cards from banks overseas too?
Yes, it should just be your Visa card.
Wow, great. So when there is no ATM around me, I'll just use the POS to get my money fast. EcoBank has made it too easy, man. EcoBank an innovation that will 5 and 6 so.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
From the heart of
Are you looking for quality and healthy beats for whatever occasion for reasonable price? Then worry no more. Brown Hop Liberia got you covered. At Brown Hop Liberia, who said healthy. A Julius quality raised pig for only $350 Liberian per pound. Our pigs are born and raised in Liberia according to high European standards of hygiene and care. You are welcome to visit our farm in Bombing County or come to UCI at Freeport to choose your pig, weigh it, pay and take it home. For more information, inquiry or reservation, contact Brown Hawk Liberia via WhatsApp on 0770-888-804 or call 0880-900-041. Brown Hawk Liberia, quality you see, cleanliness you can trust.
Where we belong. Healthy pigs, quality you'll trust.
Your favorite RLJ Kendeja Resort and Villas is new and improved with top-notch first-class services guaranteed to make you feel pampered and special as our royal guests. Ideally located on the RI Highway, a few minutes drive from the rehab junction, right in front of the Atlantic Ocean, you are assured of a peaceful, serene atmosphere of a home away from home. The ingredients for our Liberian meals are freshly picked from our garden to give you that unforgettable taste of Liberian cuisine. Our villas are designed and equipped to ensure every night spent with us is a memorable one. We are well positioned to host conferences and seminars of all sizes, as well as outdoor events like garden weddings and parties. Book your upcoming events and leave the rest for us to handle with 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can reach us on 0770-533-415 or email us at reservations@kendejaresort.com.lr. Visit our website on www.rljkendejaresort.com.lr. RLJ Kendeja Resort and Villas, for memories worth repeating.
Indeed, welcome back. This is the OK Conversation on OKFM 99.5. Let me play you this. This is Botswanan President Gideon Bogo Duma Bogo, whatever way he arranges that. But it's about Africa. He was speaking at an event about Africa recently, captured by the Business Insider.
The African continent is the richest continent on earth, without any doubt. It has all the resources. It has the land to produce food, to feed the world. It has the minerals, the critical minerals that the world needs to power industries and economies. And yet, African countries are seen as beggars. We need to overcome the stereotype, which in a lot of respects we have fueled ourselves as Africans. But we need to now realize that the time has come for Africa to raise its profile and take its rightful place.
Well known in agricultural sector, and head of state, His Excellency Alassane Ouattara has a vision for the country, of course. Now he wants the country to explore more into our natural resources, and we start doing some exploration, and hopefully we've made some world-class discoveries, both in minerals and oil and gas. And today we are here to take advantage of the experience of your country. We think that the most successful experience on the continent when it's come to manage and natural resources is Botswana.
We have our team here ready and able to engage meaningfully with your teams. The memorandum of understanding that will be signed this afternoon is but the beginning. We now will expect concrete actions to follow. We want deliverables. Our people want to see results.
Okay. You heard him there, right from the beginning, right from this beginning. Right from this beginning.
The African continent is the richest continent on earth, without any doubt. It has all the resources. It has the land to produce food, to feed the world. It has the minerals, the critical minerals that the world needs to power industries and economies. And yet, African countries are seen as beggars. We need to overcome the stereotype, which in a lot of respects we have fueled ourselves as Africans.
I don't know. Sometimes how we think about it, how we think about ourselves, how we think about everything else that happens around us. But sometimes when you think about everything and what we have and where we are and what is happening, you want to get discouraged, you feel tired, but we won't let go. We will keep on keeping on. Now, we want to bring you this. The issues of policy, the issues of politics, and of course, the cocaine issue will always be at the front burner. We'll talk that with our guests coming in as well, so we're not talking about it now, but we're certainly going to do that tomorrow. More and more writings. We're not letting that go. It will be on the front burner of the national conversation. It's going to be there. Another issue that has been kept or is being kept on the front burner and certainly is not going to go away is the issue of the quote-unquote multi-million-dollar complex in Foya. Councillor Tiawonse Gonglo wrote about it, and I understand he's even written the president. We know the president has signed the act to create a National Sports Fund Authority, sponsored by River G lawmaker Jonathan Subwe. We hope to reach out to him and see if we can talk about that later this week. The LRA, the Liberia Revenue Authority, says up to date it has collected over $900 million in revenue. As at now. That's a good thing to hear. The CSA, that's the Civil Service Agency, on Monday, August 17, 2026, broke grounds for the construction of its regional headquarters in Zweju, Grand County as part of its ongoing decentralization efforts. Decentralization is important. It's really okay. And so we hear efforts by government to ensure that these decentralization efforts are reaching where they're supposed to reach. Yeah? It is an important thing to do. People don't need to come to Monrovia before they can have certain things they need to have in terms of their civil service processes. So that is a very good thing. We are also aware that the Africa CDC, that's the Africa Centers for Disease Control, they have written Bombay County Senator Edwin Melvin Snow. We've seen a letter dated the 14th of August 2026. And the subject of that letter is invitation to serve as a member of the Continental Immunization Advisory Council. So they've invited Senator Snow. We'll read portion of the letter. It says, on behalf of the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Africa CDC, I have the honor to invite you to serve as a member of the Continental Immunization Advisory Council as Africa CDC establishes the CIAC. So the Africa CDC has established a new body, the CIAC, which is the Continental Immunization Advisory Council. So the whole continent. It is that council that will advise. So they say what? Consideration has been given to ensuring that the council brings together distinguished leaders and experts whose experience, influence and perspectives can help shape the future of immunization on the continent. In this regard, Africa CDC has specifically identified you for consideration for membership in recognition of your distinguished leadership, expertise, and contribution to the immunization and health agenda, development and social impact in Africa and globally, and the strategic perspective you will bring to the Council. The CIAC has been established as a high-level independent advisory body to Africa CDC on immunization. It will provide strategic advice and thought leadership to support implementation of the Continental Immunization Strategy (CIS) 2026 to 2030, accelerate immunization uptake, and help ensure that Africa's immunization agenda remains firmly anchored in political leadership, accountability, and country ownership. The Council will bring together leaders from public health, political environment and government, finance, parliaments, academia, civil society, communities, the private sector, and other strategic constituencies. Its deliberations will address some of the continent's most consequential immunization priorities, including sustainable domestic financing, reaching zero dose and underserved populations, vaccine security and African manufacturing, stronger primary healthcare systems, and protecting immunization gains in fragile and conflict-affected settings. So, yeah, that's portion of the letter written by Dr. Folake Olainka, Director Immunization Director of the Africa Centers for Disease Control. Senator Snow has accepted that invite, unsurprisingly, though. So he has accepted that. He has written on his official Facebook page. So let's see what he has written there. This is what he wrote earlier today. Okay. So he wrote this. It says, I have accepted the invitation to serve as a member of the Continental Immunization Advisory Council, a high-level independent advisory body established by the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to provide strategic guidance on immunization across the African continent. I am deeply honored by this nomination and grateful for the confidence placed in my leadership experience and commitment to advancing public health, development, and social impact in Africa. So he has accepted that. We say congratulations to him. Whenever Liberians excel internationally, we always hear that. It is a very good thing to do. Also, Liberia has done something good internationally as well. I want to go back to that. Okay. This is what Liberia has achieved internationally as well. And that comes from the fisheries sector. Liberia achieves FITI implementation country status. That FITI is a Fisheries Transparency Initiative, and I'm on the website of Fisheries Transparency Initiative. This is what they wrote on their website. The FITI International Board is pleased to announce that Liberia has been approved as a FITI implementing country, demonstrating the significant steps that the country's national authorities have taken to establish an enabling environment for fisheries transparency and stakeholder collaboration. This significant milestone was achieved only 13 months after the country's public commitment to join the FITI. So about 13 months ago, Liberia, so 13 months will be like last year, so we want to join this fisheries international, this Fisheries Transparency Initiative. We want to be transparent. We don't want to hide anything. We want to be part of this international transparency body to know what all we are doing and all of that. So it is the authorities, the leaders of the sector who chose that, we want to be part of this. We have nothing to hide. The International Board expressed its satisfaction, in particular, with the content of the application, which not only demonstrated compliance with all steps, so there were steps required by the FITI standard, that's in section C, but also showed that the entire process was conducted within the agreed timelines and in a professional, participatory, and inclusive manner. The completion of this important milestone lays the foundations for Liberia to begin benefiting from a transparent and inclusive fishing sector by demonstrating adherence to the FRTR standards transparency requirements. The next step in the FRTR process is the publication of the country's first FRTR report in accordance with Section D1 of the FRTR standard. For this, Liberia's National Multi-Stakeholder Group, in collaboration with the FRTR International Secretariat, must publish the report within 1 year of becoming a FRTR implementing country, that is by August 2027, containing information relating to the 2026 calendar year. Afterwards, subsequent FRTR reports must be published on an annual basis until Liberia reaches the status of compliance eligibility in accordance with Section H1 of the FRTR standard. The International Board extends its congratulations to the leadership of the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, of course, we know, headed by Cyrus Sigbe and Madam Magbola, and all the other people there at NAFA. We say congratulations to you. Liberia's national focal point, Mr. Austin Seway, that's my boy. So Austin Seway is mentioned. He's the Liberia's national focal point of the FITR. So Austin Seway, yeah, as well as the members of the Liberia's National Multi-Stakeholder Group and all those who have been involved in this process. The International Board is confident that the decision to join and implement the FITR will strengthen the measures Liberia is already undertaking to improve the management of its marine fisheries resources. Information regarding so that is that. This is good news, right? When you join these international bodies and you are good, it can help you attract investments. It can, you want all of the good names in what you do. Even the Bible says, well, a good name is better than riches. So once you have good names, there are things that you can achieve as a result of having good names. So kudos to the team and the government of Liberia for this step. We look forward to the publication of the report within a year. All of that falls on NAFA, the multi-stakeholder group, the focus man, Austin Seway, Sarah Sigbe and team, all of you. We say congratulations to you there. Yeah. Okay. So, some very nice pieces of news. We're reading the 500,000, 500,000 rice case that is at the court, former officials. So we hear the case will go to trial, but they dropped the charges. The prosecutors dropped the charges against Madam Mary Bro, former DG of GSA. But all the other people will go to trial. Hopefully tomorrow we will speak our courtroom man to understand why did that happen. Why did they drop the charges against one person and all the other people went in? So we'll speak with our courtroom man tomorrow on that. We told you. Let's read portion of what Councillor Gonglo has been saying. This thing about the FOIA project will not go away. Even the government knows. The government is aware that it really hasn't provided convincing explanation. Yeah. Convincing explanation about how and why we have that thing there, what it is there for, the financing model, and all those kinds of things. Those kinds of things do not go away. It will not go away. It will always be an issue until we understand. Some people say 6 million in the case of Councillor Gonglo, some people say 10 million. We don't know what it is. But he says, Mr. President, where did the money for the US $6 million 4-year presidential center come from? Where? Mr. President, where did the money for the construction of the approximately US $6 million 4-year presidential center come from? Was it appropriated by the national legislature? No. So far, so good. No. We have not seen it in the budget. So we can answer that question, Council. Was it provided by the Mano River Union? We don't know. But it is almost no, but we cannot ultimately say no. But it's almost like that. Was it contributed by state-owned enterprises? We don't know. Was it donated by private individuals, Liberians, foreign governments, or international partners? Or given Liberia's current narcotics trafficking concerns, is there any possibility that proceeds of illicit activities entered directly or indirectly the financing chain of the project? The Liberian people are entitled to know. Let me be clear that I am not accusing President Joseph Human Boyka of financing the FOIA project with drug money. There is presently no established evidence upon which such an accusation can responsibly be made. Neither am I suggesting that the project itself is illegitimate. FOIA deserves development, and Liberia needs facilities that can support regional cooperation, diplomacy, and peace building. My concern is different. The government has not provided a sufficiently clear, documented, and independently verifiable explanation of the source of the project's financing. That question has become more important because different explanations concerning the project's financing have circulated publicly, including references to the Mano River Union, private contributions, and more recently, the government's characterization of the facility as a Government of Liberia project. When explanations concerning a multi-million-dollar public project appear incomplete or inconsistent, the appropriate response is transparency and verification. The government should therefore provide a definitive account of the project's financing. He goes on to talk about drug trafficking context. It's a very long piece. I just read a portion to tell you that people are concerned, and rightly so, because of what the government has been saying. And these things do not go away. They always come up. Especially if that project becomes a white elephant project, the government will have a whole lot of questions to answer. We know that the ANC wrote the LACC for investigation. We've not heard anything plausible from LACC yet. These kinds of things, just investigate them. And let the public know what has obtained. So we know, right? Finally, I am one of those who do not think that certain things are too small to talk about. In fact, everything is important. So today, my major talking point for the next 5 to 7 minutes is about the public latrine facility at the ERWA market that the president was seen at, that was dedicated, and the storm it generated on social media. Of course, obviously, it is not surprising that happened. And you cannot even see a whole lot of supporters of the government talking about it because part of the narrative, and excuse my words, the president go dedicate small people, excuse that word. I'm not using it again, but that is what you will hear. So I will use the bigger words now. From the day it happened, my thought was different. And part of the role assigned to us is to educate, is to try to bring sense to national discourse. One of the things that we overlook is waste. Waste in our society. We overlook waste. Just as finding food to eat is important, waste is equally, I will argue, waste is equally important. Because if you do not manage waste, then you will make yourself sick and die. Too often, we overlook that. That is why some people will build homes without latrine facilities. Because we usually treat it as an afterthought when in fact it's very important. This is why some of you will build 3, 4, 5, 6 bedroom house. You put only one toilet facility inside to suffer everybody else. Some of you you build places to rent out to people. You have outside bathroom. Or you just get one bathroom and you suffering people. Someone wants to take bath, another person in the bathroom. For someone else who can stay alone in bathroom. We go there, we suffer other people. Now, I grew up from the underbelly of society, so I do not speak to these things as one born with silver spoon in his mouth. I speak to these things as someone who use every facility possible of non-humane waste disposal system, whether it is the bushes, whether it is the holes, the pit, latrines, and whatever you can think about. I know I was living somewhere. I lived places, not just somewhere, where there was no inside bathroom. It was outside bathroom, so the women had to wake up very early before 6 to take bath, or very late. So women could not take bath when they broke. That whole 12 hours of the day when the lights were on, they either took bath very early or very late. Even you, the man, if you want to take bath, hot sun, you would be bending down all kind of way to take bath. You had to use a nearby facility to use a latrine. Follow my thought. I'm bringing something. So I will even encourage people. You can be building 3-bedroom house. I will, as much as it's possible, try. Waste disposal for people to use bathroom is a part of human dignity. We overlook those things. They're important. Let every room in a house try as much as possible to have a bathroom. You can say, at the church, you put one bathroom in your master bedroom, your master bedroom, and you put one other one for everybody else. Even a 5-bedroom house. No. It's dignity. It should not be people's business that someone going. Let those rooms add dignity to your children, to your family, to people who will rent from buildings that you're building. It's very important. So, the firestorm is it's a latrine. So, that small latrine. So the president should not go there. Maybe people are right. Maybe because the president said the other time, he won't be dedicating hand pumps and all of that, blah, blah, blah. I do not believe any president anywhere on earth would be wrong to be at a place that brings dignity to his people, the overlooked, the have-nots. It's a marketplace. Mothers, sisters, fathers, brothers, daughters, sons go to sell there. People go to buy. And a whole lot of them spend the entire of their waking day in those places. So they will need such a facility. It adds dignity to their selling. So that was my thought process. And then last night I played some chords. I wanted to understand what it was. And then I got this explanation. That this inventor, a Liberian from the States, came, met with the president, did a presentation about quote-unquote modern latrine that could be built with a solar system that will provide 24-hour electricity, that will also be able to pump water into the facility, hot water, cool water systems, and all those kinds of things. And this guy said he was able to do such a thing. And so the president became interested. I said, okay, we can do a pilot and let's see what it is. Then we can replicate it at crucial places in the country, maybe along some of the highways, some of the entry points to counties. You know, people are traveling, they want to ease themselves and all those kinds of things. But let's do a pilot. So that's how they chose the EAW market and invited Nuka and said, Nuka, you know, you have some funds for corporate social responsibility, so you can fund this. Let's see how it works. Is it doable? Is it possible? Can this guy deliver on this? So that is how. I think even Spoon went there today and they did a write-out about that place. So this is what they said. This is what Spoon reported. Key facts about the Junction restroom, blah, blah, blah. US 55,000 estimated cost. The entire restroom project, 10 toilets and 10 bathrooms. The facility has 10 toilets, 10 bathrooms. Nuka LED, a part of Nuka CSRO. Running water, multiple power sources. The facility is powered by electricity, solar panels, and a dry battery system reportedly capable of operating, like I said earlier. 12 jobs created. The facility provides employment for 12 staff members. Using the toilet costs 50 LD, taking a shower costs 100 LD for users who bring their own soap and bathing materials, while those requiring bathing materials from the facility pay 150 Liberian dollars. So, that is that. And the part has been, president go dedicate? Well, if he became interested in something and they did a trial, something that he wants to be replicated across the country, I do not think it is problematic for a president, because sometimes because of democracy, we only think about numbers, big things, but sometimes leaders should care about small things. In fact, I do not think it is small waste disposal. In Western countries, you will see sometimes the presidents will go to these very small businesses to show them that the leader of the country cares as much as the leader cares about the multi-billion-dollar corporations. Sometimes you see Trump, Obama, and all these leaders ordering from these very small restaurants, small businesses, and all of that, to say we also care about you. So for me, I cannot beat on the president for being there. Who are those places? Liberians, mothers. His being there made him to interact with them directly. Leaders have to care for all, not just the big people, the big things, the populated places, the tens of thousands of people. They should be able to sometimes visit, sit with 10 people, 50 people, 100 people. They should interact. For me, this one shows care, that leaders can even care about the very least thing that we overlook, but is also very important in society. Imagine walking down Broad Street or walking around EAWA market there, and then you are jammed. You know, I was with Fabric a whole lot of years ago, 2013, 14, 15. That time, the traffic along the Ghana's River was not a joke. So I know we're coming to town. I was in the taxi. I bought a taxi. And I got jammed. I think there was dysentery around too. That's how I got to know that there's a whole town under that Jamaica Road Bridge. Yeah. It was not easy. I got down from the taxi. The thing, I was jammed. I just looking, I asked one, I said, go under there. I went under there, saw those guys live their entire days under there. They're facing co-park. They're doing all kinds of things under there. They get bathroom and toilets and all those things. You pay some money to ease yourself. Over the water there, it should not be, but I was young. That's what I did. Now, it made me to realize life at another level. If, for example, a government entity will do something that will be wrong for a president to go under there and see what's happening with some of his citizens. You know, sometimes we have to see beyond the politics. Big project, small project. I don't think the government went down there and said, no, I've not seen anything. We did big project, blah, blah, blah. some huge project. No. It's about care. It's about concern. How many times have we not been jammed at places, in places? So for me, as much as it's not the big, quote unquote, big thing, it is not still wrong for a leader to go to that level for his people. After all, when he was running campaign to be president, he went to that same market. All the people who wanted to be president, representative, this and that, they went to those places. So what is wrong with leaders going to those places again to interact with those people? Leaders should be able to go to Kobosha, sometimes, and eat from there and understand what's happening with their people. We saw it with previous administrations, previous president. Whether it was whether it was Ellen Johnson. I remember we were covering President Sullivan. There were times we were going out of town and you see few women and children on the road. And she want to get down, and then the protocol and security was, oh, Madam President, she said, leave me. And she would get down. What are the numbers of people were small? She would dance with them, lecture with them small. They will get back on the journey. Leaders should do those things. It's not just about the big things. It's about the other issues of life that bring dignity to people. Some people have never been able to use flush toilets. Some people can throw jet bombers. There are sicknesses in society. We have to add dignity everywhere it matters. We should do it. Society cannot only be about the very big things. It should also be about the other important things that we do not see, but are very important. You can just eat the sweet and good food. You have to expel it from your body. And you do not know, someday you may be around ERWA market when it starts calling. And it is inclement. It doesn't care. When those boys get ready, they keep you on your toes. No, I know it is not one of the fancy, high-level political things, but for me it is important. Human dignity. That is that. 777-700-995, 555-995-995, the numbers to call. And you will be through. This is the OK Conversation. Shortly, we'll have with us Representative Frank Safoko. And I really look forward, hope to see the replication across the country. You know, sometimes you are traveling, you're on these roads and you got jammed and you got to go in the bush. And sometimes you're so used to these other methods and you're not able to go in bush and others, but you just got to do something. So, yeah. Let's see the replication. Okay, let's take some of your calls. I guess it's I'm Todd. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Julius. This is Oliver in chair, and I'm calling you from Freshfield in Tinker.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to thank you for your topic. You know, that's why every evening, afternoon, I find it hard to listen to you to get some fascinating issues and know what's happening. You know, when we discussing concerning the public latrine, it is a good thing to do. But the president himself, Kula Fofana herself, and all of the rescuers, they never knew that small projects do matter in people's lives. But when time reached to dedicate the roundabout at Yedebe Junction, they said the president will be dedicated small projects because he's a man that dedicates big projects. So that's what brought the public outcry when the comment all of this came about in the area.
I get your point, but again, what is wrong with leader going down? In this case, it was not just something that people were not around. This is engaging directly with people who are overlooked in society, places that people condemn, and all of that. And for a leader going there, for me, it shows care and all of that. So.
Julius, that's it. Nobody in their rational mind, and I would speak will not go against it, right? But that's how they make it to be.
Yeah, but in this case, and not the president, and not the president said disaster, he will go there to his people. So let's leave all the other people and let's focus on him.
Okay, so Julius was dedicating him by a president. Was it a wrong thing to do?
I don't know.
It's not
I'm the
wrong
one
thing,
asking you
because
question.
Yes, the problem is for the people, right? It's for the general public, the people that elected you. So I want fast forward. They shouldn't see your project as a small project, and they shouldn't see your project as a good project, because, as a big one, because all the projects are all intended to make impact in the citizen life. That's my point I'm stressing.
Thanks so kindly for your call. Rational enough. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Julius. Good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Julius. Thanks for always having me. My name is Hussein Kew.
Go ahead.
I call from traffic, Julius. I'm in the traffic anyway. Following the show through my earpiece.
Mm-hmm.
So, Julius, very fascinating. And I'm touched that the progress that Grace is making in the outside world. And I want to say congratulations to the senators and the floor for his preferment. You know, it is always important to celebrate our food. And I have Ghanaian friends, you know, they say they are always the best. And I think we have to start to appreciate our own in terms of progress. And I want to say thanks to Senator Snow for accepting, and thanks to also even recognizing in the midst of Africans who may have had other qualifications, but they still recognizing. And I want to say thanks to them. Julius, my own thing about this dedications of different projects. You know what then came here to Noka? They constructed several latrines in the different communities. In my community will benefit of one. I can invite you, Julius, just come and see the latrines that were constructed by Noka. 6 bedrooms. Now it is not functional. Whether it's from the government, it's from the community.
Maybe this is why they added some charges or put to use it for maintenance.
Julius, when those people left, I can recall when the people left, they had 3 months, they were paid for to maintain that place. Communities would have went free of charge. After the 3 months, we know what went wrong. Julius, the issue of maintenance. You guys who are speaking to the public, continue to emphasize on the issue of maintenance.
And now we're talking all these things. Yeah. Maintenance is a part of it. Yeah, it is a problem we have. Yeah, but thanks so kindly. Thanks so kindly for a call. Our guest is here. Let's take a few more. Let's go international. Let me see what this person wants to say. Welcome. Let's hear you. Yes, go ahead.
I'm calling from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Julius, we want to commend the president for what he did with the public plan. Since we are talking about coffee and all places, I just want to show light on. I don't know what I talk about before.
Which one? Your car is kind of. No, it's not good. I don't know what's happening today, Victoria. Yeah, I don't know. There's this screeching sound. But yeah, that pack business, I've not understood a whole lot of things about it. I will see if we can get in touch with former, what's his name? Always escaping me. But we will try to get in touch with him and see what's happening with it. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Julius.
Yeah. Go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I joined from Nigeria. So let me appreciate you for the discussion. Let me say
Can you speak louder?
I think that's the rain. Are you getting me?
Yes, better.
Yeah, so as you said, a man has said, I don't think for president to dedicate certain projects should be an argument in a country. So somebody come on a show and say, you know, the party people criticize this, and when it happens now, they shouldn't appreciate. Sometimes people just want to remain quiet, but when we see people say, don't share blame because you advocated that when it comes, you'll make it better. But yeah, we are when they come on a show, they say want to share blame on people who are trying to solve a problem. I want to agree with you that, I mean, when it comes to human dignity, when you are building a structure for whether rental or for your children, you have to make it very much responsible so people can be safe and they can be reliable. I mean, wherever they live.
Yeah.
So they
And every
discuss
time you
about-
go and use bathroom, other people know what you going to do, all that stuff.
Yes.
It is not
Yes.
okay. People building places, you're going to pour a toilets in each of the rooms.
Sometimes
That's my
people
business.
they
They tell me go do in my bathroom, that's my business. Well, every time someone go in bathroom, someone got to know. These are the things we don't talk about, but they are part of development. We have to talk
Yes.
about them.
I think Julius, this is an important issue, but sometimes we overlook this kind of thing. They only reinforcing you have other bathroom, you
Yeah.
have living room.
Man, you know how someone also suffer?
I want to say thank you to you. I think we had to after to discuss them. I know with different day and different time. Thank you so much for the show.
Thanks so kindly as well. So no, that one I can't be your president. No way. No way. What? Second to last, let's hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Julius.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me say a pleasant good afternoon to your listening audience. I am Emmanuel P. Konosi, and I call you from my residence into the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Julius, I want to appreciate you so kindly. You know, as I was sitting following the show, and you try to raise up issues relative to human interest story. When you talk about the Jamaica Road Bridge situation, Julius, it brought deep sorrow to me.
I did a report from under that bridge. That's why a whole lot of people started knowing about this Julius J news. I did because when I left that place, then I went back there. I did a news report because that place saved me, even though it is not anything good, but it saved me at that time. I could have to do on myself. They say, "Oh, see the big man, you put on his that."
Julius, and that is the way more than 20,000 human beings into a community. That era you went is called reset town into a community. This is how the people here attend to the core of nature.
Wow.
And it is absolutely incredible. But Julius, beyond that, during the rainy season, if you just visit the community, you will get to know that our people are living in extreme poverty, Julius. As I speak to you now, families, they are not able to have access to their homes as a result of the flood. The drainages in the community, they are clogged and nowhere for the water to go, Julius. So at the end of the day, you see that residents of the community, even your station, gave a story at the top, and I want to appreciate OKFM so much because these are things that we have been advocating for over the years.
Okay, thanks so kindly. And perhaps when people see people building and all that stuff, people who are responsible, you should make sure that people put bathrooms, in the house and all of that. Welcome. You are the final. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Julius. Good afternoon, Julius.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Julius. This is Emmanuel David, Julius. We are joining you from the township of West Point, Julius.
Mm.
Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yeah, Julius, let me appreciate you for the conversation as it relates to the starting point on the bathroom, on the situation on the bathroom. I think the press charge has that problem with the press. The press is very, very exorbitant.
Which one? The 50 is the 50 not for the whole day? I think not for the whole day. Oh.
They pay for the whole day.
Yo.
Okay, but then you say I don't want to use it for the whole day. And maybe I just pass it back.
Man, 50 and bow. 50 and bow.
Yeah, I think the first you be no, you know a bar. The first the government should have done checking and know how much.
No, I think the government turn it over to the people and other stuff. They got a meeting. They got to pay the people that are working to that place there.
Of course, but say the first stay hard. You might embarrass somebody. You are saying because of human dignity.
Uh-huh.
Rushing to the bathroom.
No, but I think the people working there, they are human beings. Yeah, so your man, certain things can be negotiated. How much?
It's only around $10 or $20. That would be affordable for everybody.
Okay.
$10 or $20.
Okay.
Even in workplace, taking back $20 for our water.
Eh? Oh, how to get? But that place by the guy, hot water, cold water, everything. They got 10 bathrooms and 10 toilets and all of that. So. Okay. Okay. Hope yeah, nah, take it. When don't be vague. They put out human beings. They put understand. The people listening, they will get a feedback that we should bring it down. So that then maybe they will carry it on. Yes, I think you have a point. Finally, let's squeeze this person in.
Yes, Julius. Good afternoon.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for having me on the line. This is Diana Toy, alias Peter and Peters. I join you. What's up? Actually, Julia, I admire how you try to convince the public or educate the public about the importance of bathroom. I think we all join to say we agree. But what we are saying here is, Julia, we have a president now in power that even during the time of the previous administration, there were major roads connectivity going on in the country, and the president said it was community road that the government was building.
So in that time, what did I say?
I'm not talking about your side now.
No, wait, no. I want you to say what I said that time, because I guess you see some of us are very consistent. When he said those things, I said no, he should not be saying it, because the roads were in the interest of the people. So that the same way to them when the other boys say, oh, I get taller, the whole president go to toilet. I said no, it is an important place for people. It brings dignity to people. So I am consistent.
So Julius, we're talking about somebody who created the impression that everything that the previous administration was doing was bad. And then they gave us the expectation that they're going to make Liberia to look at New York. All right? So now coming for a president that we expect to do better than what he condemned yesterday, going to dedicate
so the 10 toilets and 10 bathrooms, how many is supposed to be before the president could go there?
Julius, the president is the president of the entire country. That district, they have representatives.
No, that is not my question.
They have leaders. No.
No, I want you to answer my question. How many should it be 100 toilet rooms and 100 bathrooms before the president go there?
I don't really expect the president to go to toilet.
Why?
I don't expect him to go to toilet.
Why?
Because of the expectation that he gave the Liberian people.
Oh, okay.
I expect the president to be dedicating different things. Something that he didn't do in the past.
So do you agree that roads are important?
Roads are important.
Hold on. Do you agree that the huge buildings and the huge electrical works that presidents are supposed to go to, they are important?
What's your concern?
No, but I want you to. I want to know if they are important. Then I'll ask you another question.
Important development in a country that the previous government was carrying on. Yes, we appreciate it because we saw it.
Do you think? Do you think governments are supposed to ensure that there is food in the country for people to be able to find food, to eat food, and all those kinds of things? Is that important?
It's obvious that government is supposed to do that.
Okay, so if we eat that food, do you think we're supposed to get somewhere to put it?
Julia, I think he's trying to divert the whole conversation.
See you, Peter Lynn. See you. It's okay. You see, when you connect things in life, I always say all the things we do on it every year. Now for the human being and to serve God. Finish. Oh, you build a good role. You do all the BB development, everything. That will make a human being feel fun. Not everything in life that will make a human being feel fun. You see the good road, you drive on good road, that's for you to feel fun. When you eat a food, for you to feel fun, you got to put that food somewhere. You don't put that food somewhere, you not feel fun. So what do you want to put in that market? You passing in that ERW market when those boys in your stomach start turning. You're not saying you're going to that place? Okay, we have our guest there. We shouldn't eat too much of his time. Representative Frank Safoko, welcome. Again, it is good having you.
Thank you, Julius. How are you, Chief? It's a pleasure, man. I'm glad to be here again.
You wearing different things today? The man said that white and black he can wear. White. It's just white or white and black. Because I'm wearing black today. And today he's not wearing gown, he's wearing jacket. I think a gray shirt under there or something.
Oh,
I like black.
It's all over black.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
over black.
Yeah, I think the man said you can wear only two colors.
Okay.
Or white and black.
Oh, Phoebe Andres?
Yeah.
Oh, man, man.
How is life? How is everything going?
Yeah, Julia, thank God. I'm grateful that God has been really good to me and my family. I mean, God has been doing well in directing my steps with the opportunity He has given me to serve my people. But I'm grateful to God, man. I mean, I'm peaceful and with very good health. And thank God I'm here today again, sitting on this very big platform.
Okay. Now, this district projects thing, especially with supposed to come from Liz and all of that. Where are we with your district now? Because I think last time we spoke about some documentations you were supposed to do and all those kinds of things. Where are we now?
Oh, well, Julius, for me, I'm just kind of tired talking about it. I have done everything humanly, positively possible in presenting everything that is required. But I mean, the order of the day, what we have said, we've been saying this. I mean, nothing has happened. So, I mean, we continue to exercise our TD cardinal responsibilities in making sure that we do those things that our people expect us to do. I mean, what is necessary is to inform the public about where we are. And I mean, those documentations that were required, we presented them again. So we look forward to those people working along with the construction company that will win the bid. And one person who has said that no lawmaker should receive cash to go and do project. We cannot be referee and we'll be players. So there's a government institution that was enacted into law, that is responsible to do community projects. That is Liz. So I think Liz is supposed to do her job. What we have to do there is to make sure that the people get exactly what was in the budget for them. So our district has now benefited from that, and we are hoping, that our district will benefit.
Now, what if it keeps delaying? Because we are talking about 2024, 2025, 2026 here.
Oh, well, I think few of us have been having, some conversation with the leadership of the House concerning that. So we are now using another approach. I mean, we've talked about it. If you notice now, we stopped talking about it. But we believe, Julia, what is there for the people, I mean, it is for the people, and the people will definitely receive it no matter what. That could be a strategy. But I understand no amount of strategy can suppress my decision from advocating, from saying those things I'm supposed to say in the best interest of our people. This is why I was elected. I was elected to basically stand up for the people, bring development to the people, because, I mean, the role we play at the legislature, we are responsible to do the appropriation in the budget. So if we do the necessary appropriation and we don't see the trickle-down effect on the lives of our people, then it becomes a problem. But I know, my people are entitled to that. I mean, I'm not interested in the political party politics. I mean, whether CDC, UP, or Liberty Party, AMC. I believe in my district, we are people from diverse political background, people from different political parties. There are people also there who are not from political parties. And they should also be able to benefit from those projects. So we believe by God's help in subsequent time, our people will definitely benefit from those projects. But in the meantime, we will continue to do what we can do in our own power by God's help to solve some of those problems that we can solve.
Yeah, we will come to that. But let's take you to Washington. You recently visited Washington, Minneapolis, Minnesota as well. Tell us about your trip to the U.S.
Well, I thought to not have published my activities in the U.S. on Facebook because I had a branding issue here that I spoke to you on the radio about some times back. Concerning Gregory Como and I, the police director. And I told you I was going to do what I can do. And I want to keep that a little bit private until we see the necessary results. I was in Washington. I went to where, and I give you just a few months from now, you will see the account to what is, what I'm supposed to do. I did it here at the U.S. Embassy. I also met other international partners. But I mean, professionally, I was informed to stay out of social media with those different, international engagements. So I quickly ran that when I was accepted to have gone to some of those offices I requested to go to. And I mean, I went there, I played my part, and I left. I was also invited. I missed the CDC convention. That was one of my reasons for going. But then unfortunately, I had issue with flight. I mean, we had issue with flight in Ethiopia where I have to fly back to Ghana. And I spent some days in Ghana. So I actually missed the CDC convention. So my next schedule was in Washington. And I went and met with one or two, personalities from there. And, there are ways to take your issue there. At some point, we didn't know it. But I know at a certain level, when you encounter a certain situation, there are people who come to you and tell you how to proceed. And we proceeded those necessary way. We provided all of our different papers. And we expressed what we could express. I mean, no fight. I don't have gone to fight Gregory Como. I don't have the power he has. I mean, even if I have that power, I won't abuse it. So I would decide, I decided to use, because I wrote the legislature and the speaker personally told me that, he wanted to sit Gregory and myself down to have a conversation. And my communication was downplayed. So obviously the executive in its totality would not want to listen to what I was saying. I wrote a communication there at the president's office. I don't know whether he received it or not. I also wrote at the different Human Rights Commission, in different places. I wrote ECOWAS, I wrote the United States Embassy, and I wrote other partners. So, and then I took it one step further. So I was also, right after my Washington engagement, nothing else doing in the U.S., so I was invited by one of my brothers to have gone to, to have attended the Bombay County Convention, for which Senator Snow was also present, and my brother was the, guest speaker for that occasion, so he invited me over in that place. So I went there. I also used that time to meet with a few friends. I think I just spent like 7 days in the U.S., and I was back on Saturday because my chief of staff got married on Saturday, and I have to be here to grace that occasion. But I purposely went to Washington because of the police director, Gregory Como.
Okay, good. We'll not press you further. We understand. Now, coming back to your district, are you constructing markets there?
Yeah, I did a very big market and a smaller one in the district in Lakpasi. I did that. I did that for a little over 8 to 9 months, and I dedicated a few months back before my graduation, and I turned it over to the people.
Okay. Which parts of the district? Some of us are not there.
It's in Lakpasi. I did a project in Lakpasi. Lakpasi, we have different components of the community. The community has 7 blocks. It's a very big community. So we have had a very big market of people have sold in for many years, and we have promised them that we're going to do better stuff. So we had conversation with the property owner, and we did a very good shift there for them. We took them from in the ring under the makeshift, and we took them, under the market there. It's a very good project. I was just there since I dedicated the market. And that day I was there with Honorable Simeon Freeman, where he gave financial aid to the market women. I think like $30,000 United States dollar. I was appreciating, use this platform to appreciate him for that. And I also had our Representative Enders. He was there. The party chairman was also there. He provided some assistance. Honorable Enders also provided some financial assistance. And we have many other stakeholders, the District Development Council and other permanent citizens of our district were also there, to grace the occasion. But that was a very good one. And I'm happy that those mothers today are no longer in the ring. They are on a very good shift. And when you go there, you see that, you will know that we did a very good job. I was not interested in the politics, but I think the fact that we were able to help hundreds of mothers, that taking them from the ring and put them in a very good place. I'm grateful to God that, those blessings are blessings that come upon our lives, and God continue to exempt us from every form of distraction, temptation. I'm grateful, but the market is good. It's in Lakpasi.
The last time I was in your district, I saw some roads being done. by, I think it's Public Works. How far are those roads?
I mean, Public Works has been doing some work there for little over a year. Up to 98% of the new Matadi community is paved. And the old Matadi, I mean, the same thing, almost 100% is paved, with some drainage work has been done. And then a portion of Lakbasi, the Zoo Road, I mean, not 100%, but I mean, to some very important, some very significant level has been done there.
Did you play any part in it?
Oh, yeah, obviously. We started that road project since I was elected. I made that on the table as some of those oversight engagement by my late boss, the late Representative Mona Pelham. And I continue with that. We were able to touch the major stretch between the Springs Fee that comes down after Shas coming down to Lakbasi, the air fee, and then the Fiama community. And we were also able to work with Public Works at that time. I mean, all of the bidding and the winning of the contracts and all those stuff, I mean, they were done. And the Unity Party government came to power. We continue with those engagements because, I mean, our engineers already have some money. I mean, the construction company, the SSF, that won the bid already has some money into their account for that project. So we met with the new leadership and we continue from there. We did some road inspections and we make sure that we play our oversight in a very, responsible way that, I mean, our people today, some part of Lakbasi have received the road, the market road. We are hoping that maybe because of the rain issue now, so there's a little delay. The road opposite my house junction, that road should have been done actually at my house road. But then in my own wisdom at the time, I had conversation with the community, I had conversation with Public Works, the deputy minister now, Prince Tamba, with other technicians, and I told them the road opposite my house road, that road has a church, the Lakbasi Community Church, and that road has a very big school or high school. And, there are other activities, the road leading also to the Springs Feed. So there are a lot of things happening on our road. The road is basic every day as compared to my road. So in my wisdom, I had conversation with Public Works and I asked them to do that road before my house road. So that, I mean, because more people use that road every day, 100 people use that road every day. So I just thought, I mean, from Monday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Mr. Collie Reeves and myself, the church leadership and myself, we work together. The mother of the church, the pastor, we worked together. I mean, it was a very good work. We stood together. I remember the president now for the church, the men's department. He worked with me collectively. He even provided some financial contribution to enhance, like those guys are working along the road. Not necessarily that they requested for it, not that Public Works asked for it, not that SSF asked for it. But normally sometimes we have a tradition in our community whenever Public Works or LEC come to do some work, most especially in the particular area that they are working, we sometimes collect something to enhance the work to those guys. We prepare food and do other stuff for them. So the Lakbasi Community Church main department president handed some money over to me. And plus what we had, plus the community leadership, we were able to buttress to make sure that everything. So they have a very good road there that passes in front of the church, the school. And I mean, the avenue there is very good. So, I mean, we have made some significant impact. So the third portion, the third engagement of the road there will be going to the Barrow Practice Ground community. The entire road that enters into the Remo feed, that was also captured under the plan. And the road that leaves from Fiama, Calvary Baptist School System from the downside, where MCC dumps her dirt, It passes in front of the market. It goes all the way down to 15th, 16th, 17th Street, all the way down to 14th Street. It hits in Cinco, So we're hoping by the special grace of God, as soon as possible, when something enters the budget, most especially for the 2027 budget year, we know that, I mean, we are hoping we're going to use our lobbyistic influence in making sure that, our people feel our oversight. So, I mean, some significant impact has been made in the district when it comes to rural rehabilitation and rural reconstruction.
Vocational education.
Well, my late boss was the one who actually brought this to my attention at some point in time when we traveled to Ghana. So I followed, I asked my boss at some point in time, why am I seeing a lot of Ghanaians and other foreign nationals, in our country, I mean, planting lepo, doing connection of light poles and other stuff in the community. So, I mean, she was trying to bring to my attention that right after Ghana got ready for her development, one of the things that she invested into in Ghana was, I mean, vocational education when it comes to, our different trades. So she have always had a belief, yes, it is good to go to high school, complete high school, go to university, but it is always important, it's always good to have a trade. Because while she was attending the University of Liberia, she had her beauty salon in town on Kerry Street. And she got to know the importance of that when she traveled out of the country. So she she leased a land in Lakpasi where we have, from the Fahaz family, where we have the Barnes Foundation School. And she constructed a 2-story building there and leased it for some time. The lease have expired, and the people have asked her for the place because they want to do something else. I think they are trying to give the property to another group of people. I think they try to sell the property. Yeah, I can recall they said that to my old man, Elizabeth Sakwa Pelham. So we have always believed in investing in our friends. We started that. We took that over from Muna after she had 3 successful graduation. We took over. We graduated about 5 different cycles. And then we had this problem with the school. So while we are in the business of looking for another venue to have that going on, we are still investing into other vocational trainings with other young people in the district. And a lot of people have been benefiting from that in a very quiet space. Like the other time, one of the sister, called Angeline, I have been working with her. She's a very determined young woman. I've been working with her. Sometimes we put those children in school and we try to pay the money small to her. As I speak to her, I even owe her some money. And we've been fighting behind the scene of recent so that we can solve some of those problems. But she's been doing very well. I have been collaborating not just with her. I also have some students that have also been attending LORC and few other vocational schools. So, we believe that, while they go to high school, some of them are in university, but we also believe that it is important that they should learn other trade.
But before we move on, did you say, because I'm seeing a post from Punch TV Live, I may have missed that.
Mm-hmm.
So I want did you say in the coming days, Aju Gregory Como will be sanctioned?
But I was just speaking to you here. Did I say that?
That is what I'm asking. But maybe I may have missed it. So
we are 4 in this room. Did I say he will be sanctioned? I didn't say that.
Yeah, because according to Punch TV Live, they're saying in the coming days, Aju Gregory Kuma will be sanctioned. I went to the U.S. Embassy in Liberia. They connected me with other officers in the United States.
Was that what I
presented all the evidence and they asked me to stay off the internet with this information.
Yeah.
But you see the results in the coming days.
I didn't say that.
And they are quoting you. So
the good thing, I spoke with you here. So yeah, I did not say that.
I know I didn't hear it, but sometimes we can be interviewing someone and we may miss a few things. And since I'm saying it, that's why I'm asking if you say anything like that.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't go for sanction purpose. That was not what I went for. My complaint I wrote, Greg he's aware of my complaint and he has my complaint on his desk as well. So I didn't go there to ask for sanction. But he knows exactly why I went there. Like I said, there are some details I wouldn't say it on the radio, but that was not what I said. So, okay. Punch has been one of the news. Let me talk about them today, maybe just for a few seconds. Punch has been one of the online television, that wish that I don't even serve as community chairman in this country. There are sometimes I don't even talk in the country for a whole month and Punch will come and quote me. The other time at the legislature when we had the election, the speakership election with Richard Kuhn and Honorable Richard Kuhn and Musa Hassan Bilete, I don't know where Punch came from. Punch said I did not vote. I said I won't vote because the 2 guys are criminals. And I didn't talk to anybody that I did not vote. And I voted. I have to prove to them that I voted. And I voted for Musa Bilete. And they said that. So they have always done these things, the guys there, the radio station is, I just think the young people there, they are too, that why most often I will call my brother, how you call him? What the young guy name? I usually call him behind the scene. I'm just forgetting the young guy name. He's a very good friend of mine. Boaka Kamara. I usually call him. He lives in my district. So I talk to him sometime behind the scene that he needs to talk to his guys to be professional. Like I'm seated here now. I haven't said that I went to the U.S. Embassy and the U.S. Embassy connected me to America to sanction Gregory. Did I say that? I didn't say that. But to go that way, it just shows that Honorable Patrick Honda needs to look at those guys and re-look at their level of professionalism, because I mean that place is owned by him and he's a brother. I mean, this is somebody, he's a brother. So to run a media institution and operate in that manner where this person is even stay on the radio, this is wrong. But again, I mean, It is why it is. This is where we have found ourselves, and we just have to manage the situation the way we see it. But I didn't say that.
What is this thing about some financial help towards 426 students in the district?
Yes, I have always done that since I became representative 2021 officially. I was elected in 2020. I have had those students in different schools in the district. There are some of those schools that have closed. I still owe some of them, and we stay having conversation because schools will soon be opening. So many of those schools that I'm working with in the district, they have been very magnanimous. They have helped me. They listen to me. I read those schools and asked them to allow those students in school, and then in subsequent time, I can pay the money gradually because I take those money only from my salary. No other way I take money from, just from my salary. So I have been helping those students. The numbers was more than that, but at some point in time, we took it at a certain level now, at the level of scholarship, where you have to, have certain GPA or certain grade point to remain on that. So we have had that. The number has dropped to 426 for this going academic school year. The amount of students that ended the school year, that report cards that I received, is 426.
Okay, now things are happening in the country. The drug issue, for an example, it has the past 2-3 months. It's been about cocaine busts and the investigations and all of that. You're a member of the House of Representatives. What can you say about this?
The first day we invited the Justice Minister at the House of Representatives, I think all of you followed. And the Justice Minister came where few colleagues raised the motion that we have executive section with the Justice Minister and few other security apparatus at the legislature, And I was one person who jumped from in section, because when things being discussed in section, you don't come to the public with it. So I one person who came outside and I told the public that session shouldn't have gone to executive section, because this was about drug, 19 million drug at the time. And at that time, we have not even come to the 300 plus million drug. So I was asking those technical questions. I mean, how did the drug enter this country? We are talking about cocaine. We are discussing cocaine. How did this drug enter this country? Who has been hosting this drug in the country to even take it now to the airport to go and parcel and take it to that place? So to have 19 million drug, and then in subsequent time, 300 million drug. Julia, nobody who does trafficking will enter a country with even $1 million drug without a major stakeholder involved. However, those were all allegations. But we believe in our mind from our intelligence, like I told you, I served in the security sector in this country from the year I graduated from high school up to the day I became representative. I served for a very long time. And many people have been asking, where did he serve? I served with the NSA for a very long time in this country. I left the NSA the day I took my oath at the House of Representatives was the day I turned over everything. And we have friends in the different security sectors in this country, in the police, everywhere. We have our friends. We have worked with them all the years. So we receive different informations every day. Sometimes people see or people still look at us in a very condescending way because of where they think we came from. But they don't understand those different places we have passed over the year. Today, a lot of people will be shocked to even hear that. I lived in Suffering Barry for over 9 to 10 years. I lived in Suffering Barry and I went to school. Okay? We are connected to a lot of people in this country. And there are a lot of things we see behind the scene. I told people clearly that the drug was being operated and there are major big hands in the government whose hands were part of the drug. I was being beaten.
Have all of them been identified now?
The police director even just told, or he just confirmed. This is why I share with one of those guys who insulted me on social media. I just share with him. After the police director just confirmed at Mika press briefing, where he said senior government officials. And I will tell you, if we were standing by standard as a country, Gregory Como should not be police director.
Why do you think so?
Chief, Gregory Como as a police director, to even hear that a motorbike was involved with transporting or escorting drug from an entity for which he served as the supervisor, he serves as the head. Chief, he should take responsibility. I don't want to listen to all of those subordinates that are trying to shield our problem and they're trying to take the blame so that their bosses can be safe. Imagine you have senior government official, police officer that admitted, yes, we're involved with this, we did that. And those guys, for example, for a police car to accompany or to escort another car, that instruction must come from up. That instruction. And I pray that the American government gets involved with this drug business.
We are told that they are involved.
Yeah, they should go in depth. All these things are Mr. Como doing around. I mean, he's just trying to bluff. That's mere bluff. And let's look at, I want to challenge here today. I want to tell you today. I brought that information some 7 months ago. I will play back the video when I had a press conference at my house. The Starling that was at Central, the Starling at Central Police Station, it was given by the guy from the, what do you call the entertainment center name? Private Bar.
Are you sure of that?
I'm telling you.
I keep hearing people saying that.
Yes, he did that. And let's look at the issue of the police, the DEA director, the ORC, the officer in charge receiving pick-up gift. You think that pick-up gift was only given to the ORC? The ORC did not receive that pick-up gift from the guy from Private Bar. He received it from a senior security officer in this country, and he's not the only person. There are ministers who are also involved that received that same gift. Look, I'm going to tell you, the report that was given to President Boaka, if President Boaka had acted on that report, there's going to be an issue in this country. The identical cocaine issue, and thank God that the American government is involved.
When we say the report that was given to him.
Oh, yeah, there was an investigation that was done.
By whom?
The NSA and others, senior security people in this country, there was an investigation that was done. And the investigation shows too many hands that were involved. Chief, if Gregory was that professional, and if this country, if we have taken this thing, to another level, Gregory should have officially resigned. He should have been charged. He should have been investigated and be charged. Chief, it is not possible.
Are you alleging that he has his hands there?
Yes, it is alleged based on all of the different factors. Okay, let's even take into consideration that we did not catch drug into Gregory's hand. Let's agree with that. Let's look at the trend. The person who he recommended as ORC, who was still serving in the police, is playing a major role with the cartel. With all of the different involvement, the young man, Kwabo, I'm sorry for Kwabo. This is a young man. I'm so sad that he has to go through what he's going through. Whatever the case has been, Kwabo can never act on his own. It is not possible. Allow Kwabo to have conversation with the American people one-on-one, protect his family, take him out of this country, and see what Kwabo will tell you. Even 106, Johnny, have conversation with Johnny one-on-one. This is not about CDC. This is not about Unity Party. We're not talking about the political spin they try to do around this thing. Oh, former government official. That Unity Party government, former government official were being judged by now. They still sitting down to their house. All those things were political spin. That strategy. We are not discussing now politics. Because look, anything that affects this country, Gregory, or Julia, is not going to affect even only those guys in government. It's going to affect even our passport. Gregory, I was embarrassed when I went to the US. I was embarrassed when I was in Europe. Every Liberian that I met out there, even my Ghanaian friend that I talked to in Ghana, from the parliament, I have 2 of my friends there. As soon as I called them on the phone to tell them I'm in Ghana, the first thing, how is the cocaine in your country? How is your government handling the country? This is how it has picture out there.
But Ghana too had some cocaine buzz recently that came from that country and went to Australia.
Oh yes, that is Ghana. but we're discussing Liberia.
Yeah, so
Julia.
it is in reference to
So this
the
could,
Ghanaian parliamentarians who were trying to joke you.
Yeah, I agree. This has the propensity to take our country backward. And when you go talk, another Liberian, what is sad in here is we want to coin these things into CDC versus UP. Somebody will tell you what happened to the 100 million drug. We saw what happened to the 100 million drug. In fact, the 100 million drug did not enter. I can record it was arrested at the Freeport. But that time has passed. You claim that you came to rescue this country. Now, Julia, you were just making some analysis on the radio. Those ask questions you were asking. Some of our friends may think that you are saying those things because you are against the government. But then look at the place that the president is constructing in Lofa County. We have checked the outline of the budget, 2024, 2025. This is 2026. There has been no trace that our public funds have been used at that place.
Councillor Gonglo and the ANC have been concerned about that.
Yes, Julia, it is embarrassing that over $10 million project being constructed. But I can assure Mr. Boaka, I can assure him that place, he will account for it. This is so sad that we're in a country that a president cannot talk to his citizen. And he does everything everybody in the country must subject themselves and just accept things the way it is. And I think that is wrong for our democracy. We have to respect the rule of law in this country, and we have to focus on doing the needful. The government, look, when the president came and he said that all of the ministers should go do drug tech. At the first place, I knew that the president was not ready to fight drug in this country.
Why?
He didn't do drug tech that you tell Tara Dillon or some of your ministers to go to JFK and go. In fact, I said I was not going there. It is possible that I would have gone to wherever they were doing that drug test and they were going to say Foucault has drug in his system. It is possible because I understand how chronic these guys are. But again, for the president to settle the issue of drug in this country when he said we should go do drug tests, then I have a problem. Because to do drug tests, the first thing we should have done, we should have invested, put enough money into the budget. We should have financially empowered the DEA, settle them. See where the DEA is seated in Fiamma. No manpower, no logistic, no money in the budget. 90% of the people that work at DEA, they are not employed. They are all contractors. They are not employed. All the guys you see around with the DEA clothes, they are just sacrificing for the country. They are not employed. So up to now,
others say your government, you don't have the moral standing to speak here.
Okay, so
100 million buzzed. You also treated the DA with a derelict hand. You didn't do well for the DA as well. You didn't invest there and all of that. So you don't have the moral authority.
So in fact, the people that you see at DA now, the employments that were done, like before, you know how DA used to operate? When the president appoints a DA, you have now more than 25 people that were civil servants at DA. When the CDC government took over, most especially when I became representative, I saw the different recruitments of different professional people. Even the lady today that was just appointed, Precious. Precious was my classmate. We attended Zion University. We were criminal justice at Zion University. Okay, that lady was recruited during the CDC-led government. Okay, so there were a lot of professional people that were placed within that place, and there were other guys that were. So in every budget year, you could see a significant improvement within the budget. So in subsequent time, but we have gone 3 years, Greg. We have gone 3 years.
You seem to be concerned about this, Greg. You just keep calling me Greg. Like you really a Greg come on your head.
Yeah, not that a business is on my mind, but I think he has not been proceeding well with the security sector of this country, the drug issue of this country. If the American needs to investigate Honorable Gregory Cuomo from start to end of this process. And those guys.
Do you know something that we don't know?
There are a lot of things I know. And I will be visiting the embassy next week, Tuesday. I'm giving them, because I cannot bring it to the Liberian government. I can't do it. I will take it to the American government, and I'm prepared for them to investigate, and I'm prepared to be a witness into that investigation. Yes, now I'm back. That's why I'm back. This is why I'm open to. Other people have been asking why Foucault is not talking on the radio, or why Foucault is not talking to this drug. I was doing the necessary things. I was doing everything that is required. What I'm saying here today, I'm being backed. And I'm going to go to the US. I will present. I'm prepared today. The justice minister call me, I won't go there. If Gregory call me, I won't go there. Any of them in this government call me, I won't go there. When the US government call me at the embassy, I will go there and tell them what I have to say to them.
But this is your country. This is a sovereign
No,
country.
I
Why
won't
don't
go
you
there.
to
But the
authorities?
people here in the cookie jar, what are going there for? How can a man who is a cartel that has been caught, a hand has been caught into the web, the man providing pickups for senior government officials, it has been proven.
Do we know, apart from Biago, do we know others who have
I will
received
present.
cash?
I will present that to the American government. I feel better to present it at the U.S. embassy. Look, and you know,
are you serious about this?
People, but mama, you see, according U.S. embassy, and you think I can joke here? Those are very serious people. This is why now you see the thing is moving the way it's moving. The way it's moving that way. And you see today,
are you concerned about your safety,
Chief?
Because when you publicly talk about how
I told you before that Gregory personally threatened my life. I said that, I'm on record for that. My life has been threatened, and with what I'm saying today, I know what it comes with. And prepare for the consequences. But I'm telling you, Labrampo thing that they drop in it at 2 weeks, then you go down. The process is about to begin because what we are about to bring out to the public, but we want to take it systematically. I'm back. I came back to the country on Saturday. We are prepared. Look, there will come a time when we're done with all of our strategic engagements. We're going to make sure that, look, Mr. Boaka will take us serious in this country. The president will take us seriously in this country. Maybe there are some things that he's not aware of that he will get to know from some of us, and he will know that we don't hate him as a president. We don't hate his administration. We want the government to succeed because when the government succeeds, we all succeed as Liberians. But what we are doing here is to make sure that the needful happen in the interest of our people. This is why I was elected. This is why sometimes when I see some of my Unity Party friends, today some of them don't talk to me. Some of them don't speak to me. Some of them have started to support people in my district against me. Look, that place is not my power farm. That place is not my personal property. Liberians will remember me for what I said when I was serving in this position. And I mean, those who are thinking on 2029, I mean, they can continue to think on 2029. I have from now to 2029 to work. I have a responsibility to speak on behalf of the people in this country. So now the drug issue is just starting. That thing what they're doing, oh, it finished. No, it finished, yeah. You know, now you see Gregory come on bluffing, passing around, he acting, I know he feel the problem. No, it has not finished. I'm taking my report to the U.S. Embassy. I'm taking it to them. If from here I know the justice minister will want to call me, you'll see one flagajay letter in the air. Oh, we call representative. I'm not going anywhere. If Gregory likes, he can. And the last time they say capital building, boy, and in less than no second, you saw Gregory send police picker and truck to my house. Have you seen the government sending truck and picker to any of those people's homes? Have you seen cough on any of those people's hands? Gregory was here parading the street with Speaker Fonati Kofa to take him to South Beach. Okay? So what we are saying here is, time to govern, you should govern. This is not time for politics. This drug issue has the propensity to take our country backward, and it's going to embarrass our country internationally. And we're not going to sit here to allow these old people that are going already to come and destroy the image of this country. Chief, there are a lot of things that happen. Lot of things happen. And I tell you, even in the legislature there, no, we will enter the legislature, we will engage the legislature, and we are prepared for anything. We are prepared. I know they have called the speaker to tell the speaker on many occasions, do everything possible to make sure you expel folk. I can go to the manager, but the manager might expel me. Just prepare letter, you expel me. Prepare letter. Look at the issue of
have you done that?
I mean, you know what they think of? They think that we cherish this position so much that when they threaten us, we will not express ourselves. Okay? Like the issue of Sodoma Bolo. Mm-hmm. Look at Sodoma Bolo. How can a president give our country out without even having due respect for us as Liberians to tell what is unfolding?
Is that what he did?
Chief, the people have been to Sodoma for more than 3 months. Has the president said anything to us? He has not. Imagine the people just even advance themselves. Sodoma is not far from a village. I am from Wam. Fala is from Wam, also Thomas Fala. Sodoma is not far from a village. That is part of Foya. How can we sit as a country? And the country is not speaking, even for us as members of the legislature. They are not talking to us. We are not prepared to lose our sovereignty. How can we lose Sodoma? It is not possible. This is where our forefathers were born. They grew up there. We know that place to be our place. But up to today, the president has not come. I just listened to one of the former ambassador in the Unity Party government, I think in your radio station here, and he was trying to say some things, okay? Why were those guys even rushing to expel Yeke from the house? Imagine, the legislature has the power in less than 1 day to take signature to expel Honorable Yeke Koluba. According to them, even though I know he's not expelled, he's still a representative of that district, and we stand with that. And because they know what they did was not right, this is why they are still pushing behind. But we can say to you, what happened in Soromba is wrong. What happened with the $10 million project is wrong. Okay. Now with the drug issue, it's wrong, Julia.
His name is Frank Safoko, Representative District Number 9, Monserrado County, 777-700-995, 555-995, The numbers to call us hear from you. Our next guest is already here from the LRA as well. Okay. Let's take a few of your calls now. Very, very interesting conversations here. He said, if you tell the drug issue was going away, no. Now it is about to start. Welcome. Let's hear you. Yes, go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My Dylan is Daniel Philly, and I below you from Banasdale, Indian, member of the United States Electoral Bureau. Yeah, Julius, we hear your studio guest, in the past thing, he's talking all sort of things, but I enjoy him, man. We all hear, Julius, this man, are talking in the studio there, he was here. And then all those things took place. He didn't say anything about it.
Which ones?
Any man were in the hall when they expelled his friend, and now he's saying Yeke Koluba.
Was he in favor of it or he was against it?
So I think they from the CDC, I think
but Foko was one of those who voted against. He spoke against it. We used to invite him all of that. So when you say he didn't say anything, I'm surprised.
Yeah, but then he was expelled, and he knows that. But he's saying that the man are expelled. So you get a man back to the house. But that's not the case. But for he carrying, how will a lawmaker contradict himself? He said Kobe Harris, was accusing him. In fact, he want to have, that close conversation with Kobe Harris. Kobe Harris don't want to accept, but now he carrying a director of the police out of the country to lodge a complaint. How will you contradict yourself like that?
Okay. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello. Okay. You went off. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Julius, good evening.
Yes. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thank you. This is Summer D. Kekla, and I'm joining from Magiri. So let me appreciate you for asking some of the necessary questions. I think friends are for having wasted energy on the show this afternoon.
What does that mean?
Surely to tell you, you're one of the person who have rules and regulations on the show. But I think friends are for to bear, and he decided to insult other people on the show by saying,
who did he insult?
I come in.
Because we don't have enough time, so just go to the
project. He referred to people as corny people. He said they are corny.
No, he said corning. Corning. C-U-N-N-I-N-G. Corning.
So whatever mean you want to take it. I get down on the show. I'm referring to as he said to all of
people. About what is the meaning of corning?
Okay, so let me say it right.
No, my man, what the meaning of corning? Before you say... Okay, Samuel, I am very pressed to allow you go. Yeah, I'm asking you the meaning of corning. Is it insulted? What does corning mean that makes it an insult? Welcome, let's hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thank you for having me. Jefferson D. Video and call from District 13. If Labrador could have any serious government in power, but now, Gregory Kuman will be called former police director because of his connections for the drugs in this country.
But
and
what
then
is the
you know,
evidence that he is connected? That is the issue. You can't just say his
Who-
connection. What is the evidence?
The highway patrol. The highway patrol who gave in a car, who gave in a position to be highway
No,
patrol
but
commander.
I could give someone car, I could be the head, and the person could do something on their own without me knowing.
That particular guy really related. How they call it? They are best of friends. And the Biago man, all of them, they are best of friends. So you are
Yeah, but I have very good friends that may do some bad things. It's bad things. It doesn't mean I influence them doing the bad things.
The security setup we're discussing now.
Okay.
Let her be on the people then.
Okay, thanks so kindly. Let's take police postman. I think this is Sam Collins. Sam, is that you?
Yeah, Julius, how are you?
I'm fine. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Well, I'm disappointed in your studio guest
Why?
who work at the legislature who should be having enough information, especially when it comes to the budget. He continuously accused the Liberia National Police of using Starlink, an allegation we have trashed repeatedly. But I thought it was to call because we live in a gullible society where everything that comes from people like the representative, all the respect that I have for him, I continue to keep those respect. People tend to believe it because you have large following. That is why I thought it was to call. The LFP does not use Starlink. We do not have any Starlink connectivity in terms of internet here at the headquarters of the police.
Whether it is the full police headquarters or it is any office or whatsoever, there is absolutely no Starlink. There has been no Starlink at LMP before.
The allegation here is that the Liberia National Police is using Starlink.
No. So that is why I'm asking. The police in its the headquarter building doesn't use Starlink. None of the officers there use Starlink. Nothing.
What we use here at the headquarters of the police is that we have a contract with the TECO, and the entire police department is connected to the TECO internet facility.
So, hello, sir. Yeah.
Listen to that. And the reason why it's appointed in the lawmaker is that facility or the service being provided by the TECO is being paid through budgetary allotment.
Good. So I'm also asking the question. No office at the headquarters apart from Liptako uses Starlink for internet.
Do you want me to know all the internet facilities within somebody's private internet?
No. I'm not talking about private. The police headquarters is not private. It is a public building. I'm asking a particular question. I know there can be different sources of internet at different offices. Even at OKFM we have Starlink and we also have Orange internet that we use. So I am asking you, apart from the Lip Telco, no other office there uses Starlink?
No other office here use Starlink. What I'm informed about, what I know about, and what I've been part of is that we are connected to the fabric optic cable through the Telco.
Okay.
So, Representative Foko, my good friend, I live in the district. He should not be making any kind of a wild allegation. He's a leader, and people believe in what he says.
Okay.
And it is unfortunate how I will come to trash some of the things that he has said concerning the Liberia National Police. The police will continue to provide service to the Republic of Liberia, and if you us to provide service to the people of Liberia,
I've been calling you to come. The day I read to come, you should come. But thanks so kindly, Sam.
So did I make that there on this? Representative Foko, to Representative Foko and all of the supporters and those who believe in him, kindly be informed that the Liberia National Police does not use Starlink internet connectivity here at the headquarters.
What if we discover that an office has been using Starlink?
Whether somebody individual office have been using Starlink?
No, I didn't say. I said what if we discover that Starlink has been used, let's say this year at the LMP?
Then that would be a good investigation on your part. But what I can tell you for sure is that we are not connected to Starlink.
Okay. Thanks so kindly, Sam. We go back to the lawmaker. The interest is high, but sorry, folks, because of time, and our next guest is here.
And I want to challenge Mr. Gregory Como. You see, Gregory have been living a lifestyle.
This is Sam Collins I just called.
No, I'm not interested in Sam Collins. You know, Sam Collins just defeated himself here. I know that. I mean, he said he get a lot of respect for me. I know that, but he's being coerced because of his job. He's seated right now in Gregory's office to say what he's supposed to say. So, for me to announce the Starlink today, I will tell you when the Starlink came to the country through DHL, how many parcel of that Starlink that brother brought to the country, they got from the private bar. I will tell you the distribution that was done, even at Gregory's house on the Springsfield Road. I will give you the coding for the Starlink, and I will tell you who installed the Starlink there. And I will present the receipts and everything and the code to those Starlink to the American government. I will do that. And I challenge Gregory Como to challenge that. Even the Starlink that is at Gregory's house right now. I will tell you who installed it, when they installed it, and I will give you the code.
When today? I want that information today.
I will provide that.
When?
Chief, I told you I'm working with my dossier of information.
What?
And I will tell you that Gregory house, that on Effie Road, the Starlink that is there, it was presented.
Private bar, man, give it to him.
Chief, I will tell you, normally when people buy Starlink, most of the Starlink comes through DHL. When you buy it from the States, it comes through DHL. I will tell you the day their portion of their distribution of Starlink reached to them. I will tell you when he received his own.
When you tell me, we want to know the day.
Chief, today, excuse me, it's your first time to see me in this form in studio where I'm prepared to fight for the Liberian people. I'm prepared for anything, whatever it comes from, I'm prepared for that. And I will prove to the Liberian people from start to end of this process. This is why I have not spoken for a month. Everybody have been asking. And I will convince the Liberian people concerning if Central did not receive Starlink from that young man, Chief, I will resign my job.
Foko.
Chief, I want to challenge Gregory to the court. And my challenge to Gregory, I'm not going to Justice Minister. I'm not going to no government official here. I am presenting that to the investigation partners. Maybe I will work with NSA because the head at NSA, I understand the level at which he works. I will work. But I will present those information there. And I will tell you that. The Starlink, Gregory received Starlink. Gregory Horse gets Starlink. Gregory Horse that in Broadway, he gets Starlink. That the man get that Starlink to Gregory.
Wow.
I am prepared, and I'm prepared to go into this process. No matter whether you like me, you don't like me, but I know that society will celebrate this identical fight that I'm about to begin. Thank you, Greg, and the process has begun today.
Okay, his name is Frank Safoko. Wow. Okay. We will be knocking at his doors when he comes from the Americans. We will bring him right back on the show so we can go through those quotes. I'll be ready to read all the numbers and everything else. The days and everything. I will just be knocking at your door. If you not do it, Foko said know me. So, okay, my name is Julius. Next, are we talking money matters? The country money matters. Commissioner for Customs, LRA. Let's take this very quick break. Let's take this quick break with our LRA team coming up. So we take an LRA promo.
The Liberia Revenue Authority, LRA, informs all taxpayers and the general public of the ongoing registration exercise for medium and large taxpayers in preparation for the transition to the value-added tax VAT regime. The registration process includes the deployment of an electronic invoicing system in accordance with Section 55C of the Revenue Code of Liberia as amended and the Income Tax EFD regulation. All concerned taxpayers are encouraged to register online on the LRA website www.lra.gov.lr by clicking on the Online Services tab, selecting GST or VAT registration, and completing the registration process. A team from the LRA will visit your premises to provide support for the registration process. Taxpayers are strongly advised to fully cooperate with the LRA registration teams to ensure successful registration and smooth deployment of the electronic invoicing system. Failure to comply with the registration requirements may result in penalties as prescribed under the amended Revenue Code, including other punitive measures. Please note that pursuant to the Liberia Tax Amendment Act of December 2025, approved on March 24, 2026, the Goods and Services Tax (GST) rate has been adjusted from 12% to 13% as part of efforts to facilitate a smooth transition to the value-added tax VAT system in 2027. For more information, visit the LRA website www.lra.gov.lr or call 0770 572 572. Signed, Margaret P. Crote, Commissioner, Domestic Tax Department.
Welcome back. We have with us Samoa Commissioner of Customs, Liberia Revenue Authority. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Julius.
So the custom got his uniform.
Yeah, sure.
So you are a paramilitary.
Customs is a paramilitary.
Closer to
Customs is a paramilitary agency, one of the paramilitary agencies in the country.
Okay, good. We are here to talk about custom charges and operational efficiencies at the ports and borders. Every time people talk about custom. So this whole custom duties, custom fees, whatever it is called, who can establish them? And is it possible for LRA to by itself create them or increase them? How does it work?
Thank you, Julius. And again, let me say thank you for hosting us this evening. We see this as part of our obligation from time to time to educate the public because we're collecting monies on behalf of the government from citizens and businesses. And at the same time, when there are concerns in the public or sometimes misunderstanding, it's our obligation to explain to the public what exactly the situation is. So to begin with your question, who determines how are these values established? What is the basis? Let's say this. I have said this before, and we will continue to state to the public that the Liberia Revenue Authority is like the IRS of the United States. It is the agency of government in Liberia responsible to collect all revenues. It is these revenues that the government uses to support its development projects, its social programs, and maintain security, law, and order in the country. And therefore, the monies that we collect do not go to the pockets of individuals. It's not intended for the pockets of individuals. These monies are deposited in a central repository, which is at the Central Bank of Liberia, against which budgets are crafted. In terms of how LRA goes about to do its business, every step along the way that the LRA takes in the exercise of its responsibility is mandated by law. Anything that is outside of law, that the LRA does outside of law, will be illegal, will be deemed illegal, and can be challenged in a court of law. Coming down to the issue of customs valuation. Customs valuation is actually by law. Prior to our accession to the WTO, we were using a valuation method known as the Brussels definition of value. Since our accession to WTO and the ratification by the national legislature, we are now using what we call WTO GATT. And the WTO GATT simply says that the value that customs should utilize is the transaction value, and transaction value means the price actually paid. And let's clarify that language, because it says it's not price that you think you pay. It is not price that you assume you pay. It is price actually paid. That is what that is supposed to be the value the customs you accept. In addition to that, for the calculation of taxes for custom purposes to be done, there are three different indicators, or there are three different parameters that must be combined to determine the tax base. First is the cost of the good. Assuming you travel to China and you pay a vendor $10,000 for your goods, that is the cost of the goods. You pay the shipping line or the carrier to deliver your goods to Liberia at Liberia's ports. That is the freight of the goods. While on the way, those goods, something could happen to them, and therefore you insure your goods. That's the insurance. So the tax base for custom purposes is actually, by law, the cost of those goods, the insurance of the goods, and the freight, called the CIF. That is actually the basis of the tax base for customs. And at what rate do you pay for different kinds of goods? Let us also educate the public. And I hear people saying to people that I brought one container and they're charging me $200,000.
We get that. We get that. We just want to get the basis of who establishes the custom duties and whether you, the LRA, can carry up or bring it down anytime you want.
Precisely. The LRA does not determine how much you pay. It is what you actually transact. However, the LRA is the police officer in this case. For the LRA to avoid or to prevent you from cheating, LRA has a responsibility to make sure that what you actually paid is what you actually declare, because that is what the law requires. And that is why I said in the beginning that it is not the price that you think you should pay, it is the price actually paid that should form the basis of customs valuation.
Okay. Now, so what major charges, that is custom charges in this case, could apply to imported goods?
So, everything that is manufactured in the world has a unique customs classification. And that customs classification has a rate that is assigned to it by the legislature. In other words, it is legislated. If I will begin with you, the suit that you're wearing now has a specific classification. So if you were to import that suit, say the legislature has allocated 10% for that suit. If the value of that suit, the CIF value of that suit is, say, $20.
What is CIF? What is CIF?
Again, it comes back to the city, is a custom basis for taxation, which is a cost, insurance, and freight. That becomes the tax base. So if you went, like I said, you went to China, you bought the goods, the price you pay is $10. To ship it, you pay $5. Insurance is $4. You add all, it sums up with something, that becomes the tax base against which you now multiply the rate that is assigned by, that is legislated.
Okay. So, okay, as we go further, we'll bring in the other questions. So when it comes to importation and clearance, why should the importers, those who import, what should they do before their goods can arrive here? And what kind of documents are required? Because it appears sometimes people don't have the education on these things, so they get confused, and sometimes they complain, they go back and forth, and they say, my thing's stay along there. So, yeah.
To be honest with you, we have a lot of work to do, but we also have to admit that we've done a lot of work to bring about efficiency in clearance.
Okay.
As it stands, there's independent data from APN Femina that indicates that 65% of our cargo is clear between 0 to 5 days. What do you need to do?
Mm-hmm.
It takes many days, more than a month at least, for a vessel to arrive in Liberia. Prior to the arrival of that vessel, you as an importer is able to complete all of your administrative processes. That means you've obtained your clearance from the Ministry of Commerce, you've obtained all of the different preliminary paperwork, so that by the time the cargo arrives, or even before the cargo arrives, you're able to submit your declaration to customs, get a validation, and pay at the bank. In other words, you can receive your cargo the very day that the cargo is landed at the port. However, there's 35% of these people who stay beyond 5 days in the port. Why do they stay beyond 5 days? Some of these things are actually exogenous to customs. It's not because of what we do, but it's because of what lies within the purview. For example, a person has imported goods, they didn't calculate well, they didn't prepare well, they expect someone to loan them money, and the person fails to loan them the money. No goods are going to leave the port unless government taxes are paid. If that person remains in the port because of money that they don't have, you can blame that to customs inefficiency. The other part to it is that there are those who utilize Liberian shippers from overseas. They collect their monies and claim to promise to pay all the taxes and freight on their behalf. They don't pay. The shipment line in itself is not going to give you access to your goods unless you pay their freight. This is a commercial transaction. So there are many other factors exogenous to customs that are responsible for people staying in the port. But in terms of efficiency, I can assure you that we have the capacity to clear cargo between 0 to 5 days all in Monrovia.
So just so that we are clearer, can you explain the clearing process from declaration to release?
So before your cargo can arrive, you must have obtained what we call import notification form, or others call IPD, from the Ministry of Commerce. In other words, it is a statement of intent to the Ministry of Commerce that you intend to import this consignment, which is something that is free of charge. Once you have that, you can order your goods. By the time prior to the arrival of the goods, the shipping line is expected to submit its manifest within 72 hours. Of course, some of them may not be doing it now because of the last port of call, but that is a requirement by law. Once that declaration is submitted, the declaration, what does the declaration mean? You are telling customs, or you are telling the government of Liberia, that I have brought in these goods, these are the descriptions of the goods, and these are the values of the goods, these are the origin, this is the origin of the goods, and this is the exact value of the goods. It is that information that the customs will now utilize to see whether it is correct. It is also provided by law. By the time the correctness of it is established, customs will then validate. Automatically, the system gives you, our electronic system gives you a bill to go to the bank and pay. Then the importer has a responsibility to go to the bank and pay for that consignment. Once that consignment is paid for and government accounts that the money has been received, automatically you get a release order to go and collect your cargo from the port. It is as short and that simple. It gets complicated, again, when people try to bypass the proper channels.
Okay. In terms of classification and valuation, these imported goods, how are they classified, and the applicable duty rates, how are they determined?
I just said everything that custom does, or the tax authority, the LRA in this case, does, is legislated. There's nothing arbitrary. There's nothing that we do based on how we feel. No. It's something that we are guided by law. The valuation method is prescribed by law. Like I said, since our accession to the WTO, the legislature ratified the use of GATT as the means of, as a basis of valuation. The second part is the classification. When I said to you that every product, everything that is made, or everything that exists on earth has a unique customs code. Each of those codes are assigned rates by the legislature. Like I said, for example, again, your suit on you, which is textile, the legislature assigns a particular code to that. That rate is not determined by the LRA. That rate is actually determined by the legislature.
Okay.
Again, when you hear people talking about the LRA, and in this case, I saw somebody wrote recently on social media with my boss's photo placarded, indicating that he's increasing people's CIF value. James Abajala does not do that. It is you who does the transaction. You travel, you order goods. It is the price that you pay for those goods that become the basis for customs taxes, or for custom duties and taxes. At the end of the day, what we do as customs is, if for any reason you try to falsify that information, we have ways to verify, and when we verify that, of course, we correct them and then send you back the proper bill. So yes, we don't determine that. It is where you decide to buy your goods. It is where you pay for it. It is how much you pay for your goods that determines how much you're supposed to pay to the government.
So how you can determine the value of the imported goods? Because this suit, for an example, could cost anywhere between $20 to $30 in China. But sometimes people complain that that the custom cost could be higher. You know that. So how do you determine?
So one of the problems that we have in this country, and not only in this country, but it's something that is within the sub-region, is the deliberate undervaluation. Let me start by saying that, on this question, by saying that most of the invoices that are submitted by importers are actually fake, which is a violation of law. Under our penal code, of course, it's punishable. You can be prosecuted for this. A lot of people will transact abroad, obtain the official invoices, but they will hide those invoices and go to what we commonly call in Liberia World Trade Center and produce their own invoices just to reduce the value. In other words, to undercut the taxes that are paid, that should be paid to the government. How do we determine that? At the end of the day, if somebody is going to issue an invoice on behalf of pretending to be an invoice from OKFM, it's possible that we'll reach out to OKFM and ask, okay, is this your invoice? And they say, no, I don't issue this kind of invoice. There's just one method of verification. Additionally, we live in a digital world, the world of internet now, where things may be so close, it may be far, but so close, you can verify information. Somebody goes to China and say, Texas is sold for, or Susa sold for $5, for example. Give us the supplier's name. We're able to reach out to the supplier, and of course, you'll be able to verify that the Susa actually sold for $20. Again, in the customs environment,
doesn't it take into account negotiated prices?
That is precisely the point that I was arriving at.
Okay.
In the law, it also allows for volume of transaction. In other words, quantity discounts are taken into consideration. You buying a suit from a supplier from Asia, and I'm buying dozens and dozens of suits from a supplier from Asia. Custom does not expect that two of us will pay the same price. At the end of the day, those adjustments are provided for in law. But the reality is, we are faced with a situation where people want to undercut taxes significantly. For example, we had, I think recently I took this into the legislature. There's a transistor radio, FM, shortwave. It has a Bluetooth, a medium wave, and what have you.
Mhm.
Very nice radio of this size. And the guys declared this thing for 20 cents. How is this practical? Nowhere in the world. That's not practical. Another importer brought in scientific calculators and declared them for 20 cents. Scientific calculators that we buy for $7 at least, $5 at least, but the guys are declaring for 20 cents.
But the person bought from China. Did you ascertain the original price?
Of course we did. Of course we did.
And it was how much?
Of course we did. So the ranges of prices and depending on the different categories. For the minimum that we would get, there was none of them that was less than at least $1. Absolutely none of them. And even if we took that for $1, this person is actually then at the end of the day selling this thing for $7. It wasn't any hurt to them. But again, people intend to cheat the government, and therefore they will under-invoice deliberately. But here's the point. The law says that we are supposed to accept the transaction value. However, the transaction value as defined by law is the price actually paid.
So that, as you're saying that, let me add this question about whether there are laws or international standards that guide the custom valuation of stuff.
What is in our current legislation was actually something that was adopted from international law, which is the WTO GATT valuation.
Okay.
So this is something that all of us custom administrations across the world are using. So it's something that, yes, is international practice. But here's the point under that law. That law says that the primary method of valuation, the primary basis for valuation should be the transaction value, which is the price actually paid. However, if the customs, not Liberia customs, but any customs, is not satisfied with the valuation, with the value declared by the importer, they have
We have
methods.
that, we have that ahead. Before we leave this, part of the people who complain about this valuation thing are people who bring in the used cars. Yeah, they always complain that they bought the car in the US or elsewhere, Europe, China, whatsoever, at a particular price. It is a used car, but I've seen complaints about you trying to give them, that is custom, giving them a valuation as if it were a new car.
So I know every time we appear for a public conversation, this thing about cars come up, and well, I don't want to dismiss the fact that car is the most important thing or not the most important thing, but again, the car importers will always talk about it. Here's the point: we don't have this situation with new cars, because for new cars the values are easily verifiable. A car leaving the garage right now, brand new car leaving the garage from Toyota or wherever it is manufactured, whether China or not, you're able to go through the dealership and understand exactly what the values are, less all of the different adjustments that could be made for volume and what have you, or for quantity and what have you. However, when these laws, international laws that govern, that guide all of us are made, those who influence those laws do not have certain circumstances, and one of them I would say to you is the issue of used vehicles. Used vehicles is not provided for under this thing. So what do we do as an administration to treat every importer fairly? In order to treat every importer fairly, we had to use a common guide, and that common guide is to use the database called Kelly Blue Book for vehicles from the U.S. and NADA for vehicles from Asia and Europe. What that does is, what these databases do is that they pick up the car, and at the end of the day, do all of the necessary adjustments for age, and condition, and at the end of the day, arrive at the estimated market value for that car. This is what we utilize for everybody else. So in other words, if you bought a 2015 car, okay, we take a car and say, yes, this is a 2015 car. Let's go back and devalue this car. From this point to this point, this car, this should be the value, the estimated value of this car. And whoever brings that kind of car under that circumstance, under similar condition, we get the same value. What are we doing? It's just fairness in this case. But let me ask you a question, Julius.
I won't answer.
Sorry.
Cause I'm the interviewer.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. But here's the point. If you were to go to the US and your brother or your sister or your cousin gave you the car from the backyard, what would be the value of that car? If you were a customs officer, then you are confused because there's zero. It's just gifted to you. So what is the value of that car? So all we do, whether it is free or you exchange something for it, at the end of the day, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, here is a database for fairness. Put all of the information in here, which is to make the mileage and the model, and it will tell you for this car in this condition, this is the estimated market value of this car. That becomes a custom basis only for used cars and nothing else. So I don't know why would people complain about fair treatment of every importer. It's just a basis of treating everybody fairly.
Okay, let us talk about the dispute resolution mechanism. I'm an importer. I have issues. I disagree with your valuation and classification and whatever else. What can I do? What kind of documents? What approval procedures are there? How can I challenge your assessment and everything else?
There's a whole appeal process. Again, I would say the laws, the revenue laws of Liberia provide for taxpayers to challenge the decision of the tax administration. Once you are unsatisfied with a decision by the authority, you have a right to challenge that decision to the authority. And at the end of the day, if that complaint is reviewed and you are not satisfied with the decision of the authority, you have the right to take that matter further to the Board of Tax Appeal. And afterwards, if you're not satisfied, you have the right to take that matter up to the tax court and as far as up to the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter of our judicial process. So, bottom line is that every taxpayer has.
How long could that process take?
Again, it depends on how fast or how much information is provided, because if you are challenging the decision, then you have to
And so what
produce
could,
all of the.
what could be the average time? Because the goods may be in the port or wherever. So what could be the average?
The average time for especially custom purposes protest is normally three days, but again, subject to you providing all of the additional information that will be requested by the appeals panel.
Now we go to costs, delays, public perception. Some people, like me, believe that importing to Liberia is expensive, and the custom process is complicated. You read all on social media as well. Oh, through Guinea, through Sierra Leone, it's better. Liberia, too expensive to import. We read this on social media. I've never imported before, but that is why they've made us to believe the people who can import. What do you say to that?
So, what we're doing is international trade. So, international trade is basically you sell to me, I sell to you. You import through my country, I import through your country. Perhaps people are not aware, but every day we have transactions coming through our ports for Sierra Leone, transactions coming through our ports or borders for Guinea, transactions coming through our ports for Cote d'Ivoire. Similarly, people are also using their ports to export to us. So we're all exchanging our trade. We're all doing business with each other. But let me say this: that was a perception some years back. And that perception was that taxes are high in Liberia. We have to dispel that rumor. It is untrue.
You sure about that?
No. So I will explain that. Okay. I don't have to say something to lie to the public, because this is something that that can be verified by anyone and challenged. Are you aware that for many years now, our government ratified the ECOWAS Common External Tariff, which means all of the duties that are charged by customs administrations in the ECOWAS region should be the same. We are supposed to harmonize. Till date, Liberia has not fully migrated to the ECOWAS Common External Tariff. Why? The answer is the rates are way higher than our current rates. And so we are taking our time to gradually move to those rates. All of the other countries are currently implementing. If we implement those rates, our current rates are going to go up further. That's one. Two, the other tax that is collected, that's for the import duty side. The other tax that is collected at the border is GST or VAT. The VAT rate in Guinea, just our neighbors, Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire, is around 18 to 20%. Sierra Leone is 15%. Ours was just moved recently from 12 to 13%. Combine the two, how is it that people will claim that our taxes are higher here? Of course, no. Ask anybody who has done business.
Ours is denominated in the US dollar. Theirs, is it at the US exchange rate or in their currency?
It is the equal. No. So let's be clear now. Rates have got nothing to do with value. Rates have got nothing to do with value. We are talking about the rate applied to a certain commodity.
No, I get that. So for an example, if something was $10,000 US and perhaps my custom charges and everything else will be $2,000 US in Liberia because it is 10,000. In Guinea or Ivory Coast, would it be at the US rate of 2,000 or in their currency?
The equivalent. And let me break it down for you.
Okay.
Julius, again, has gone, since I'm having a conversation with you, Julius has gone and bought 2 cars. Toyota Land Cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
From where? From
Japan.
Japan, okay. Japan. And the value of a Toyota Land Cruiser is, a lender cost, CIF, is $50,000 US. When it lands in Liberia, the rate that is applied in Liberia is around 16%. Import duty.
Mm-hmm.
The GST is 13%. And the ECOWAS trade levy is 0.5%. Do the math and see what it arrives to. So that's 15 plus 16 and 0.5. Go to Cote d'Ivoire. It also arrives there at the same value, CIF value of 50,000. The 50,000 that it arrives at, Abidjan Customs will convert the 50,000 to CFA at the prevailing rate. And then their rates now will begin to kick in. It then becomes 18% import duty versus 16% import duty from outside. And sorry, not yep, sorry, 20% import duty on that amount versus 16% on our side, and then 18% GST or VAT on their side versus 13% on our side. 0.5% ECOWAS versus 0.5% ECOWAS. At the end of the day, what do we arrive at? They pay more taxes and we pay less. So that information is not true. But Julius, before we close up on this subject,
Is it not possible that there are other charges at our port that are not at theirs that could be in the whole thing?
I can assure you that there are even more charges in posts like Ghana and Abidjan than we have in Liberia. Absolutely. But let me get back to this one before we close up on it.
Mhm.
The mistake that people have been making is sometimes you have to look at your demographic. We have certain people here who have got ties in Guinea, and therefore they prefer to do business between Guinea and Liberia. That is common. These people moving across borders does not mean that Guinea is preferable to do business or the taxes are lower. No. But let's go back to the other side. What's about trade that we are exporting to Sierra Leone and to Guinea? Are you aware that every day trucks are landed from Town, from Town for Guinea and Sierra Leone? But nobody's aware about this. Just a few days ago, we received a delegation from Mali, and they are now having a conversation with the government for Mali to do business, to use Liberia as the transit port for most of its imports to Mali. They are actually begging our country to use our ports. So what do you make of that? So this is actually just political conversation that has no technical basis.
In terms of you almost answered this, but let me ask you again about how we can distinguish LRA custom duties and taxes from charges imposed by other institutions and service providers at the port. Perhaps all of these. That's the question I was asking.
Well, the reality is that we all have similar charges. There may be variances in some respect, but all of the monies that go to the government, are collected through the Liberia Revenue Authority, and there's nothing else apart from the import duty, the GST. In other cases for imports outside of ECOWAS is the ECOWAS trade levy. However, if there for any reasons products that are excisable by law, then the excise tax will be applicable, or where there are surcharges to protect infant industries, those will be paid. But let's bear in mind that everything that we do here also happens in other countries, and even maybe more. Of course, no country in this region has a free port to say that you import through their ports and you don't pay any port charges. So that again is a myth. Of course, the amounts may be different. That's a possibility. But the reality is that doing business in Liberia is still cheaper compared to most of these countries. And I have seen the evidence from, other business persons have confronted me on this matter before. They've seen the evidence in both Ghana and Abidjan that is way too expensive to import.
What about Guinea and Sierra Leone?
So even Guinea and Sierra Leone, let's do this. There are more imports coming through Liberia for Sierra Leone than Sierra Leone to Liberia through their ports. In other words, the Sierra Leoneans are utilizing our ports to import to Sierra Leone compared to people utilizing Freetown to import to Monrovia.
Maybe those group of people are closer to Liberia in terms of the landmass.
So what's about our people who are closer to the border?
Okay.
But the reality is that if you find anyone imported from Sierra Leone, it's either that they have a business in Sierra Leone and they have a business in Liberia, and that their stock is way too much in Sierra Leone and they want to move those items to Liberia. That is the possibility. But of course, our ports are still preferred to the ports in Sierra Leone.
Okay. Now, have you done any reform that would make custom clearance faster, simpler, more transparent? And what roles do you, LRA custom people, play at the different ports and borders?
We've had some challenges, infrastructural challenges at the port. Recently, when Commissioner General James Dobajala took over, one of the things that he insisted on was for us to build our destination inspection facility, and that facility is going to also has a capacity to inspect up to 50 containers simultaneously. compared to what we have now, where you can only inspect 2 containers. In addition to that, we're now introducing non-intrusive inspection technology. That should happen between now and December, where we're going to be receiving a brand new scanner from a Chinese nuclear technology company in Liberia. We've conducted a time release study to show where all of the different bottlenecks are in terms of clearance. And that time release study has shown us some indicators that we are now working on. And one of the things that we're working on is streamlining procedures and at the same time the number of agencies that you interact with to conduct a single transaction. And that is the introduction of the electronic trade single window, which will mean that businesses will not have to interact with multiple agencies, but a single agency to get a decision. That's one of the things that we're doing. At the moment, we are now automating the land borders, but the main reform that comes with that is actually digital payment. In a not too distant future, we would not have to deal with commercial. We would not have to physically, importers would not have to physically appear in banks to complete their the payment of their duties and taxes, but they could stay in the comfort of their homes, use their electronic gadgets to complete payments of duties and taxes.
Okay, now let's talk a bit about duty free. That will take some calls. How does the process work? Who qualifies, and can you, LRA, all by yourselves, independently grant duty free exemptions, or must it be authorized by law?
The last question is no, and we've said this to the public over and over. Nobody, no Commissioner General, no Commissioner, or no staff of the LRA has the authority to grant waivers. Nobody in government has authority to grant waiver except the few that I would name. One is the Minister of Finance, and that Minister of Finance is restricted and guided by law, by the legislature. He's given certain rights to grant incentives to certain businesses. The other one is the President himself, and that way, the only way the President can exercise that is by executive order. When he or she issues executive order and say they're suspending taxes on ABC, for example, rice, the President from year to year, for many years now, each President has issued executive order every year suspending the duties and taxes on rice. Other than that, every exemption is granted by the legislature and nobody else. So these are the only 3 places that exemptions will come in. If you see exemption going to diplomatic missions, it's provided for in law. And it is a matter of reciprocity that our Liberian diplomats also enjoy the same privileges in other countries where they reside.
Okay, let's take some calls. He's Samoa, Customs Commissioner there from the Liberia Revenue Authority. 777-700 995 995. Please jot down the concerns. Let me read these few messages that have come in first. This person says, okay, the messages are on this side. Please ask where APM terminal fails to unload containers due to mechanical or technical faults. Who bears responsibility in terms of overdue or long stay regarding dollars and cents? That message is from the U.S. Please ask the commissioner why they are requesting factory invoices, but when people buy auction cars with the co-part receipt, customs refuse that purchase and add their own assessed value. Ask again why the Kelly Blue books were restricted to customs and no longer available to business people. Previously, KBB was accessible to everyone importing, but why has that changed? Okay, let's take a few calls. You can just jot down the concerns. Welcome, let's hear you.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Julius, I plead with you. I'm not a regular caller, and I'm a civil servant that have struggled over the years, especially from Madam Shirley's time, to save my money for our car, trade it, and get a return from my profit. I will tell you this much. It's good you say you haven't done, shipment before from the U.S. during Minister Gafan's time at the Ministry of Finance, you could ship a Corolla, pay your freight costs.
That is early time.
200, yes. Pay 200 to 400 not more for Corolla or simple Corolla that you know around here in the Camry to clear. Have you really noticed right now nobody even can bring Corolla or Camry to sell? Have you noticed it? Check in the used car garage. What the official is saying there, I'm as an employer, but I don't want to disparage him because I'm a professional as well. But they need to really revisit whatever plan.
Is it more expensive now? How much would the cost be?
It's 200 times more expensive. If I buy a Corolla right now for 500 or 800 in the U.S., I'm going to pay over $2,000 to clear it.
Wow.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And he needs to be honest with. In 2016, I bought an ML320 from a user for $1,200 Mercedes-Benz ML320 or 2000 model. I paid over $3,000. I mean, over $2,000 to clear it just recently. That's not fair. What they are doing, they're saying that no car used for a certain year should come to Liberia. But what they don't understand is that when people buy new cars in any country, it depends on the economy and the pocket, not the restrictions.
Okay.
That's what they keep messing up.
Thanks. So kindly, let's see. This person said he just returned from China. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, Julius, thank you. This is Flamu, and I call from Monrovia. You know what happens to us is that when we ship from China, the commissioners don't understand what happened to us. I shipped from China since April. July, this is August. The goods haven't reached to Liberia. You know the reason?
Tell me.
We packed all of these containers in Ivory Coast, in Cote d'Ivoire, because the ship will come here and they don't want to carry empty ship back to where they're going. And what happened to us at the end of the day is that when those vessels come to Liberia, they say they won't go back with empty stuff. So all of the goods were piled up in that place. And where the commissioner is saying about somebody selling radio and said it bought it 20 cents, it's not reality. No, it's reality. Let he understand that he didn't go there. He didn't do that kind of a business. So to hold all variable constant, that we understand that our markets, most especially the people that do business on this side, they've suffered a lot in our
Okay. Thanks so kindly. Let's take this other businessman. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Julius. I want to say hi to the Commissioner. Musa Sharif is my name. Julius, the Commissioner has explained a lot, and I mean, we the Liberian business people, what I noticed in governance system, especially when it comes to the LRA, they have more mechanics involved to how they will collect more revenues, but they don't have similar mechanics put aside to see how business will succeed. That is the upside down side of it. Now, the commissioner talked about issue that has to do with, Liberia, when it comes to the tax rate, that we are even enjoying more, we pay lesser taxes than other people on the other side of, Africa or so, like Guinea, Africa, and what have you. Now, the nature of Liberian business is difficult to understand, because in this country, the business is unregulated. There's no regulation in Liberia. So when the people come for goods in Liberia, they carry to Sierra Leone, Ghana, and what have you, there they have regulations. In this country, the government is only interested in price ceiling. They don't control price flow. And the Liberian business community is left alone to protect itself. That is the reason we do not benefit from any other lower taxes that we face in this country.
Okay.
The second thing has to do with the US dollar rate. No matter how low is our tax compared to other countries that are using their own currency, we will not benefit from it.
Okay, thanks so kindly for your call. Let's go over to the U.S. Welcome. Let's hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Let me put you through the system. Don't call the international line locally. I have a caller here. How do I get the man now? Where? I want to put you on speaker. Okay, yeah, you can go ahead now.
Yeah, good afternoon, Julius. I know you're angry with the international people today because
People can we just call in you. That one answer all today.
No, I want the local people to they can be complaining. I can focus on your too much.
You get one representative in the city who can.
My man, no, leave that one. We finish with the representative now. Let's focus on the about.
Let me say hi to the custom here in studio. You see the reason why Liberian will continue to suffer and nothing will come to that country, it is because of the level of dishonesty. You know how cheap is car right now in the US, I'm talking to you. You like go on Facebook market right now, I can show you some kites and the prices. But look at the other day, how I cry for that $5,000 US I pay just to ship one car to clear from the port. And all the money they collecting, all the taxes, we don't see the work they do with it. You will buy, imagine car here for even 5,000. You buy a 5,000 car, you get to that port, they will charge you $10,000 to go and clear it. So all of us, even Liberians that I know that want to ship, we start shipping our things to other countries and we bring it, the port will not benefit anything. And they need to stop, they need to go and review those things. I send you that document that time, Julius. $5,000 US to clear one car. Why in the world that kind of wickedness can happen? Only Liberia, every day we collect millions of dollars. Our people still living in poverty.
Okay.
We to receive wrong thing.
Okay, thanks so kindly. He will answer. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Julius, thank you very much. Well, my name is Andrew Wisi and I join you from Barnumsville. Julius, I just did the math. 13% plus 8%, and you calculate plus 3%. Every bar of you go around.
Why you take your own percent from? What about 13 plus 8?
18, right? I'm sorry. The ECOWAS and also the GST 3%, and I listen to him because he was speaking. I was following the show. So, and when you do that math, and you buy a vehicle around 50,000, that's around 16,000 bucks on the tax for a vehicle to come to Liberia. Then let's take that look at the shipment cost. How much would the person sell the car? Everything why you see July, we run all kind of Liberia. You can't afford to buy a brand new car. Well, the government need to revisit this, did the ECOWAS, this, that, and everything. Now, why you see Tumuya saying that you don't want to be bothered with the ECOWAS people on teaching the money? And me, I agree with him on that one. That covers the issue.
Thanks so kindly. We are out of time. Let's squeeze in this other international call. 30 seconds.
Yes, Brother Jed. My name is Maurice Bansako, calling from Belgium. I own the business. I do business. I do car business. I always send my car in Guinea. You know, brother, let me tell you something. The shipping business is really, I think if Lord can only put the clearing price down, I think they will make more profit. But Liberia as a whole, they make sure they put everything pressed up. Even when you pass car in Guinea, you reach to the border, they're talking about the year of car, they will charge the 2,000, 3,000 just to clear one car. It's a lot of money.
Okay.
We have to put some mechanism to place to try to cut some of the costs down, at least then they get fast profit for the economy to grow.
Okay, thanks so kindly. We have 2 minutes and a half for you to respond to the very key ones.
Well, that's a real short time, but I will try to just run through.
I know you are very busy, man, but I think I got to bring you back for part 2.
No problem.
Then we just listen to just the people call and talk that issue, they respond to them.
No problem.
Yeah.
But let me start with the issue of APM terminal. Whenever APM terminal is responsible for the delay, and that delay is prolonged, APMT bears responsibility and not the importers in terms of the storage time. And that has happened. We've had the situation before some years back when there was a crash, when there was a cyber attack on their systems and that of the shipping lines. So that is the case. On used vehicle valuation, we have to say that this does not affect new vehicles, it's used vehicles. And the reason why we are doing this is so that one importer does not pay 5 for the same vehicle, another importer pays 2 or 1,000 for the same vehicle, another person pays 10,000 for the same kind of vehicle. So these databases are used for fair treatment of all importers. Why is KBB not available? It's a website that is managed by a Canadian firm up in North America, so it's not something that the LRA manages. I think you can subscribe to it if you want to access it as an individual, a subscription. We ourselves as LRA subscribe to it, which Now, talking about vehicle valuation and penalties. Julius, this is also legislated. Many years back, there was a penalty that any vehicle above 10 years should not arrive, should not be allowed into Liberia. But Liberians were still important. The LRA managed to influence that through the legislature to increase the years to 15 years. So vehicles now above 15 years are banned from coming to Liberia. Still, people are bringing this in. And therefore, when they bring them in, they pay penalties. So when you hear about this penalty, it's also legislated. It's not something that was imposed by the LRA. In other countries like Cote d'Ivoire, it was 10 years. Now it's dropped to 5 years. Any used vehicle above 5 years is not allowed in Cote d'Ivoire. Let's say this, that we can keep talking about taxes, and we're saying that we can do the same as ECOWAS. Their taxes are still higher than ours. Why are we still complaining? The reality is, I feel for them. It's difficult to pay taxes, even for us who earn income. When they cut our salaries, taxes from our salaries, we feel it. Taxes are difficult to pay, but then it's a national obligation. Otherwise, we go nowhere as a country. What is the other issue?
Well, yeah, we will try to knock your doors through your media office. I think we need a part two where we just open the line so you respond to business people, to people with these concerns and all of that. I
Two
think,
last things.
Yeah.
One of them has to do with this crowd of Liberians that they want us to implement special rates for Liberians. Nowhere in the world that happens, that when a Liberian imports certain things, they pay a special rate, and when a foreign business imports certain things, they pay a special rate. These are some of the calls that they have been making. It's not practical.
Okay.
Nowhere in the world is it. Last thing is on the currency issue I want to talk about. For travelers leaving Liberia, we've had this situation with many Liberians leaving, especially small businesses, market women. I want to admonish the public. Our law says whenever you're traveling with anything above $10,000, 10,000 plus 1 cent, you must declare to customs. Nobody is going to seize your money. Just simply declare and say, I have this money, I'm doing business, I'm traveling for business. But a violation of that will result in penalty, and our duty is to enforce the law.
Okay. Sir Samoa, thanks so kindly for being here, sir. We need a part two with you. A whole lot of business people need to talk